Good evening and welcome to tonight's game between the Desert Mountain Wolves and the Horizon Huskies. Tonight we're in the Wolfden at Desert Mountain High School in what might be one of the most interesting games of the season. I'm Parker Grush along with my color analyst Stephen Buxton. Stephen, we're now halfway through the season already. What are some things you've seen in Desert Mountain that have gotten them to 5-0?
So they're 5-0. Obviously, they took care of business in their non-section games. But the big thing is it's time in and time out. How long can they survive with as many penalties as they have? They've been able to lean on their rushing attack to set up their play action, to set up a bunch of screens. Their whole offense runs through that line and runs through the ground game. How much they can keep a defense honest. But they've been opponent attack on both sides of the ball. They blitz a lot. They're a very aggressive team, and they could beat anyone any day. It's just whether or not they can play clean football today against a really, really good opponent in Horizon.
Yeah, absolutely. This might be one of the Wolves' toughest tests as they've started to be a more highly competitive schedule for the rest of the season. From what we have seen from DM this year, what do they need to do at the beginning of this game to not let this get out of hand quickly?
You got to be able to set the tone, whether or not they start on offense or defense. If they start on defense, they've got to be able to stop that Horizon running game because this team, Horizon, doesn't pass a lot. They barely average over 100 yards a game. I think it's right around 150 yards a game. They do not pass a lot, but they can run the heck out of the football.
Yeah.
So if they can attack the line of scrimmage, if they can attack that Horizon line, it's one of the best lines in the state. If they can put some pressure, if they can slow down that running game and get themselves a quick 3-and-out, get that offense the ball and get going real quick, then that's what Desert Mountain, that would be a perfect start for them.
And running is what has led to the Huskies being 4-1 on the season. You talked about how they run the ball. First half, they attack. They have scored their opponents in the first 5 games of the season 227 to 57. So it's going to be a very, very interesting test as DM gets set to kick off the ball to the Huskies.
Yeah, you mentioned that massive score differential. It's going to be interesting to see because they have played a few solid opponents, but their only loss is to Pinnacle. They lost 27-7. Obviously, you're allowed to lose to Pinnacle. Pinnacle's a really, really good team, but they're against possibly the sex team they'll have played this year. And it's going to be interesting to see how that offense holds up tonight.
Adam Wagner and Vincent Valentino are back to receive the kick as we get off in Scottsdale, Arizona. And DM gets a big-time stop right away that looked like it was Valentino in on the return. And let me just run some stuff by you really quick. Steven, we talked about the Huskies. 145.2 passing yards per game, 225 rushing yards like you talked about. 19 rushing TDs, 10 passing on the season so far. Haven't really been able to pay attention a lot to what Horizon is like, but from the things I've seen in our Horizon team here as well, this seems like a very good team, and it will be a very good test for the Wolves to kick off Week 6.
Yeah, it's a really similar team to what we saw last week in Campo Verde. Obviously, they've got a lot better of a record, but it's just a huge potent rushing attack. Probably a better defense we'll see tonight, but it's just that they'll live and die through that rushing attack.
And that's going to be Bodie Zamorano on the carry right there for the Huskies. Been one of the more prominent running backs so far this season as the Huskies get quick to the line. They're going to rush it again. And the Wolves are in on that tackle once again. Very aggressive out of the gates for the Wolves.
Yeah, it looked like I think that's Cassius Atherton in there for the tackle. Big guy up front. He's been so explosive for this Desert Mountain defense. He's been such an impact player on that side of the ball. That defensive line they've been a real force so far this season, and if they're going to be able to win this game, they're going to need to be able to lean on that.
Third, and it looks like about 7 so far tonight. And they're going to kick it out to the side. Caught by number 83 for the Huskies. That is Presley Jones on the 6'3 junior, and that's going to bring up 4th down for the Huskies as the punt team comes out for both sides.
Again, Parker, what did I say in the open? They gotta be able to minimize that rushing attack. They didn't do anything on the ground for those first 2 plays, and when they had to pass it, they got quick pressure on their quarterback. And it's a quick 3 and out for Desert Mountain. Coach Hamilton's got to love what he's seeing so far.
And the punt is going to go and gets hit immediately. That is number 44, Carson Kolb. Journey Solomon is in on that return, and the Wolves offense gets set to come out.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see what this Wolves offense can do. They came out to a really big lead last week, and they kind of sputtered a little bit in the second half. They were still able to come away with the big win against Campo Verde, but it's going to be really interesting to see if they can get on track quicker than they did last week.
And Brady McDonough comes out with the Wolves offense. Quick run there by number 2, Santana Wilson, Texas commit. That was interesting. I haven't really seen Santana run that much so far throughout the season so far. But that's going to bring up second down for the Wolves.
I was about to say it's a bit of an interesting, different look you're getting from the offense. Obviously, Max Scheffrin was a little banged up last week. Let's see if I'm not sure if he's still hurting a little bit this week. He's on the field right now, but
done it back. That's going to be Dylan Hipp on the reception. That's going to bring up a first down for the Wolves. Sorry, Steven.
You know, it's all right. It's just going to be interesting to see if they're going to change up the personnel in the backfield. With Scheffrin had to come out of the game for the second half last week. He was a little banged up. It looks like he's okay today, but whether or not they're going to completely lean on him as their lead back this week, it's going to be interesting to see that. And for Dylan Hipp catching that pass, it's a good sign for the Desert Mountain offense, getting him involved early. They want to get him involved often. He's such a big athletic target for this team.
McDonough's going to drop back. He's looking to the outside. And that looks like it's going to be number 21, Lucas Bloomling. Second down, Wolves, and about 8.
Well, we're only a couple minutes into the game, and we're seeing a bunch of names we haven't seen on offense for Desert Mountain this year. Bloomley, he's got a few steps, but he hasn't done a ton on offense for the Wolves. Santana Wilson, obviously, he's played hardly any offense so far this year. And Desert Mountain's just pulling stuff out from their bag of tricks. It's a new look so far.
That's going to bring up third down for the Wolves right there on that run. That was Max Scheffrin on the run. I like what you're talking about, though, Steven. A lot of new faces. It seems like it's been a very heavily focused on Scheffrin, on Freeberg, on Tapley. So it's good to see Dylan Hipp get some targets. Lucas Bloomling involved. So very interested to see what happens here on third down for the Wolves. McDonough's looking to his right. He's going to step back, snaps a ball. He's looking. And that is going to be just outside of the hands. Looks like that was Scheffrin again. That's going to bring up fourth down, and the punt team is out for both sides again.
I think that's Journey
was that Journey Solomon?
Yeah, that's Journey Solomon out there, number 16. He's been a big part of this offense. He doesn't not a huge amount of targets, but when they go for him, it's usually a big chunk play.
Mm-hmm.
He's been a pretty crucial part of this team so far.
Punt's going to fly, and it's a fair catch and head back into the end zone. Stevens, a lot more fast-paced Wolves offense than we've seen in the past couple of weeks. It seems like a completely different type of play style from what we're used to. What were some things you kind of noticed from them heading into they'll probably get the ball again, but what were some positive signs you saw from that offense?
Well, it's given Horizon different looks to see, and with the fast tempo, I feel like it fits this team because it really leans into Coach Hamilton's aggressive style. The team's really aggressive on both sides of the ball. They fly around, they blitz a lot. They'll just go right after you. There's no hesitation in this team. I'm a little surprised that we haven't seen a ton of up tempo from them so far this year. I think personally it'll probably work out if they lean on that a bit during the game. Obviously, there will be points in the game where they're going to want to control the clock. They're going to want to stop the clock. They're going to huddle. But if they're able to pull out up tempo every now and then, 1-2 drives a quarter, it could be a weapon for this team.
Make sure to stick around post game, see all the post game interviews we have, but also tune in to the Varsity Sports Show Saturday mornings from 8 to 10 a.m. on 1060 KDUS Arizona for post game wrap ups, interviews with coaches, and content from all of our teams around the valley. Here comes the Huskies out onto the field. I believe it's going to be Zach Jones as the quarterback for them. As we're going to see a little bit of motion, they're setting up, and the run is going to come, and that's going to be another run for the Huskies.
Yeah, it's just a little toss to your left for the Huskies, and Desert Mountain defense, they gave up a couple yards there, but all of them just swarming right over there. That linebacking core is so fast that it looked like they might have had something there, but they're just able to get in there too quick and just get bodies on it to stop them before they could get really more than like 2, 3, 4 yards.
2nd and 6 for the Huskies. And that's going to be Jace Ashley. He's going to break out down the sideline. He's going to go and just taken down outside. And they talk about that speed. You talked about that run, too. That's a big come up for the Huskies. First down, almost in the red zone.
I'm not sure. Oh, that's is that Tapley? Yeah, that was Dylan Tapley on the tackle. That's second week in a row. One of those really athletic players for the Desert Mountain defense has had to just chase down a guy to save a touchdown right there.
Ashley's going to fumble the ball. It's going to come loose, and that looks like it could possibly be the Wolves' ball. We'll see in a second.
It looks like Cassius Atherton's on top of it.
And it looks like it's going to stay with the Huskies. That could have went very bad very quickly for Horizon right there. 7:32 left in this first quarter. Jace Ashley, they were kind of using, it seemed like a 2-quarterback system, 1-to-1. He's been the main guy, though, and they're going to set up. They're going to get the run in. He's looking outside to their big tight end. It's going to be stopped down on the reception. That is number 88, Jax Markovich, 6'4" junior. He also plays DN for the team. We have a player down on the field.
Yeah, Markovich, he's cut down by one of the big leaders for Desert Mountain, Elijah Mears. He leads the team in takeaways. He's got 3 interceptions. He's got a forced fumble. He's been really huge for that secondary so far. He's been playing really well this year. Him and Tapley both in on that tackle. But interesting note on Horizon. So their leading rusher is Bodie Zamorano. He's a sophomore running back. He had a big year last year. He had 135 carries. It's not a ton. He had 664 yards, but he had 9 touchdowns last year and average over 4.5 yards a carry as a freshman. This year, he's just hitting to the same tune. He's averaging 124 yards a game. He's averaging 6.3 a carry, 12 touchdowns already. He leads the team in all of those marks. He's been really impactful for this offense, and it's interesting that their other quarterback, Jace Ashley, he's the 2nd leading rusher on this team.
And it looks like it's going to be Zach Jones as the quarterback in with Ashley going down. He's going to get tossed immediately, and that was almost picked off by Tony Cumberland. Good to see him back on the field after not playing last week. That is going to bring out 4th down for the Huskies.
Yeah, Ryan McDonough in there just on what looked like a safety blitz just right off the corner. No one picked him up. Huge play for the Desert Mountain defense to force a 4th down.
Canyon Floyd is going to be the kicker for the Huskies tonight. They're going to set up. And that will be the first 3 points on the board as we have a player down on the field. Sorry, folks, we got the Wolves in their black uniforms tonight, and it's kind of tough to see. It's kind of hard to see the numbers sometimes being so far away. That looks like it's number 21. That looks like Lucas Bloomling from afar. He's limping off the field. 7:01 left in the first quarter, though. 3-0 for the Huskies. Good job by the Wolves defense, though, stopping them, especially after that mass. It was probably around a 50, 60-yard run by Jace Ashley there. Big time stop for them, only allowing 3 points on the board.
Yeah, we're not going to speculate about injuries, but it looks like Bloomling got rolled up on that leg right there. It's going to be a big blow for the Desert Mountain defense if he's not able to go for the rest of the game. He's been so huge for them at linebacker, flying around. He makes a ton of tackles every game.
And both teams, special teams, are out on the field right now. Wolves will receive the ball with Horizon up 3-0. We're going to see Brady McDonough again through 5 games, 86 for 129, and 985 total passing yards heading into today as we have a flag down on the field. Don't really know who it's towards, possibly the Wolves bench. And we will see what's going on. Maybe a unsportsmanlike conduct, something like that.
Yeah, it looks like it's an unsportsmanlike conduct on the Wolves bench. I'm not sure if they had an extra player on the field or
Very, very interesting. I didn't really see what happened. Maybe a coach said something. But that pushes the Huskies up into the Wolves territory as they kick off. Journey Solomon is back there to receive the kick. This is going to be one of the Wolves' toughest tests. They have a very competitive schedule coming up the last 4 games of the season after this one, with teams like Higley, Notre Dame Prep. So this even though they're 5-0, this will be one of their toughest games for sure heading into the rest of the season.
Yeah, that 5A Northeast Valley that they play in is such a tough conference. It might be the toughest in the state possibly. And they handle business in their non-conference games going 5-0. But this is when the real competition starts. Obviously, they played some good teams before, but basically every team they play in this section, it's kind of like a murderer's row. I mean, you're just facing ranked team after ranked team. Horizon is really, really good. Notre Dame Prep is really, really good. It's going to be interesting to see how they play.
Wolves offense back on the field. Brady McDonough back there. Back at quarterback, Dylan Tapley, Jack Freeberg, Journey Solomon, all been major, major impact players for this team. 7:01 left in the first quarter still. McDonough's going to get the ball. He's looking right, and he got hit, but that will be a reception, and it will move the Wolves down a little bit to the field and bring up second down. That
was Journey Solomon on the catch. Again, I said he doesn't get the ball a ton, but when he does, he makes plays in space. He gets the yards after contact. He's a really, really good piece for this Desert Mountain offense. He might not be their number 1 or number 2 target, but he's came in some really key positions for them.
McDonough gets a snap. He's looking left this time to Dylan Tapley. He's going to break through a hole, and he's going to get down the field as he stiff arms a Huskies defender to bring up first down, move the chains for Desert Mountain.
I'm sure we've heard this before, but this Desert Mountain offense, you get their players in space, it's so explosive. Journey Solomon had a huge block on the edge right there. It was a fantastic block, just washed out his guy, gave Dylan Tapley nothing but room ahead of him. And when you give a guy that athletic so much room, you're going to get a lot of yards for this Desert Mountain offense.
And that will be what they do right there. Sheffner on the run. Brings up second and short for the Wolves. McDonough's going to get the snap. He's looking right. He's going to get it. That looks like Jack Freeberg on the side. That was going to bring up a first down. And that's going to move the chains again. Very quick pace offense as the Wolves, they're just going to keep moving and moving. 5:57 left in the first quarter. And, very impressed by Brady McDonough so far in this first quarter.
Yeah, I mentioned that Coach Hamilton, he likes what they're doing on offense. He likes what they're doing overall. It's really the big thing is just the penalties, really. But he has mentioned a few times that he wants to spread the ball around. He wants to get Hit more involved. He wants to get Freeburg more involved. And so far, they're getting everyone involved today.
McDonough's going to get the snap again. He's going to hand it off, and he's going to be stopped immediately. Can't tell who that is right now. Looks like
Sheffrin.
Yeah, Sheffrin again. It's going to bring up 2nd and long as he was just met immediately by the Huskies defense. This Huskies defense, they look big, they look powerful. I mean, like I said, 227 to 57 in points scored and points allowed so far this season. So they have a very, very good defense. Brady McDonough has the running back behind him. Calls hip in motion. McDonough's going to get there, hands the ball off. Sheffrin's going to look and get tackled pretty quickly once again to bring up 3rd down. The Wolves in the Husky zone, though, very, very close to that 1st down marker again, bringing up around 3rd and 6. Interested to see what they're going to play here and what their offensive coordinator is going to use with all the type of skill players they have as Brady McDonough goes very quickly to the huddle. They're going to move fast to the line. McDonough's going to look. He's going to break out. And that's going to be an incomplete pass, bringing up 4th down.
Yeah, this Horizon defense, they're a really stout unit. They're really good on all levels. But specifically, their big senior middle linebacker, Carson Kolb, he's been just about their best player on their defense. He leads the team in tackles for loss, sacks. I mean, he's been such a force for them right up the middle.
Punt team comes out for the Wolves. And that looks like Vincent Valentino back there. And we have a penalty. Looks like a delay of game on the Wolves.
Yep, that's a delay of game on Desert Mountain.
And that's going to move them back a couple more yards to bring up 4th down. Once again, punt team still stays out.
Again, we're going to get on it early, but just the penalties, it puts so much more pressure on your defense in a game like this, too. You've got to get your offense the ball. You've got to give them more chances if you're going to give up as many penalties as this Desert Mountain team has given up so far.
Valentino catches it. He tries to make a move, and a fumble comes out, but the Huskies were able to grab it very quickly, and that is going to bring up the Huskies far, far back in their own zone. The special teams and defense has been playing really, really stout for the Wolves so far. I'm very interested to see what they're going to be able to do here. Also, will we see Jace Ashley again for the Huskies? That's been their main QB1 so far this season, and we are still waiting for them to come out. Here they come, 3:46 left in the 1st quarter.
I'm not sure if we'll see him under center, but we are going to see him in the backfield. I can guarantee you that. Again, he's their 2nd leading rusher. They'll probably give him a few carries here and there when they're trying to give Zamorano a breather. But I don't know how much we're going to see them under center unless it's a specifically designed run for him.
Ashley snaps the ball. And that was Bodie Zamorano on the run again, bringing up 2nd down for the Huskies. They're a very quick to the line team. They're already back, trying to get the Wolves offside. He's going to wait for the play call now. Look to his left.
Yeah, a huge part of this team is just speed. It's put pressure on their opponent. Get there faster than the opponent.
Zamorano is also going to break off for another run, bringing up 3rd down. 3:11 left in the 3rd quarter.
So far for Horizon, it's looking like they're going to have to try something else with that offense. They're going to not try something else, but they're going to have to do more. They can't just completely lean on that running attack tonight. They're going to have to try and get some screens, try and get some play action going, because they're going to have to open it up so they can average more than what they're doing right now, which is right around, outside of that big 50-yard run, they're right around 2 yards a carry.
Ashley gets set for the snap. He's going to get it. Look, he's going to break out from a tackle after a pressure, and he is taken down immediately. That is Lucas Blumling. Didn't seem like the injury hurt him at all. He gets the big tackle. That's going to bring up 4th down for the Huskies. 2:49 and running left in this first quarter.
Yeah, that's a huge play by Blumling. He's not the biggest linebacker in the world. I mean, he's 6'1", 205, good size. He's not huge, though, but he is so rangy. He plays side to side. He gets from hash to hash so fast, and he was able to basically save that first down and save that drive. Looks like there might be a penalty on Horizon, I think.
Yeah, saw the flag fly right there. I don't know who it was on. I saw Santana Wilson wrestling a bit with one of the special teams members of the Huskies. Don't know if they're going to call unnecessary roughness on Wilson or on the Huskies. Something will happen, though, for sure.
Yeah, all I saw was Wilson and a member of the Huskies on the floor. I didn't see the beginning of it. I just saw them get thrown to the floor.
As we wait for the call here. It's going to be the Wolves' ball regardless in their own zone around the 28-yard line on their side of the ball. 2:22 left in the first quarter.
Was it a holding on Wilson?
And that's going to bring it, yeah, that's going to bring it back even more. It probably was holding, unnecessary roughness, something on Santana Wilson, because I saw both of them fall and then the flag was thrown.
I'm thinking it's a holding because it's a 10-yard penalty right there.
Yeah.
Well, Desert Mountain's back on the field, and Sheffrin's out there in the backfield.
McDonough gets set for the snap here. He's going to look. He's looking deep. He's got Tapley. Double coverage on it, and that's going to be an incomplete pass. In on that was number 23 for the Huskies, Tanner Newt, the free safety senior. Came up big there, flying from the other side of the field to make sure that make sure that catch didn't happen.
Yeah, great throw by McDonough, great route by Tapley, and he almost had a fantastic catch in there. He's in the middle of 3 Horizon defenders, and Newt just laid a big hit on him. And I mean, he was lucky that they didn't say he fumbled it, honestly, because I thought he had possession.
McDonough handed it off there. It looks like it was Max Sheffrin again. He's been more the workhorse, you could call him, for this Wolves offense. That's going to bring up 3rd down with 2 minutes left in the first quarter.
We've seen the Desert Mountain offense give the ball to a few different guys tonight. Obviously, it looks like they're going to be leaning on Sheffrin all night, but it's going to be interesting to see. It's going to be cool to see Cameron Terry. He came in the second half last week. Sheffrin got a little banged up. Terry played really well. I wonder if they're going to give him much time today.
McDonough drops back. He's looking. He's got Tapley, and that's going to be another incomplete pass as he was not able to catch the ball. Wide open in space again. Tapley, I mean, he's a major, major weapon for this team. Just 2 unfortunate plays on this drive for Tapley, not being able to get those big-time receptions. That's going to bring up 1:30 on the clock, 4th down in this 4th quarter.
Yeah, it's a bit of a low throw there. You've got the guys bearing down on you. I mean, the contact on that might have jarred it loose, but, I mean, if you're Tapley, you got to be able to make that catch. I mean, it doesn't get more standard than that right there.
Whistle on the field very quickly. Looks like just a quick substitution. Alex. And, yeah, Wolves punt team is out on the field as they're about to kick off here. booms it downfield around the 50-yard line, and that is going to go out of bounds. This has definitely been a little bit of a tougher test for the Wolves on both sides of the ball. You were on the call last week playing them against Campo Verde. It was a very slow first quarter for them as well last week too.
Yeah, the big thing with Desert Mountain is they were able to rely on a lot of good field position that they got from Campo Verde. And the massive part of that game is Campo Verde got in the red zone a lot, but they didn't come away with a single touchdown. They just got field goals. And a few of the times they got turnovers in the red zone, which just set the Desert Mountain offense up again. They were opportunistic in the game. They didn't play a perfect game, but Campo Verde just shot themselves in the foot too many times to compete.
Huskies offense back onto the field. Jace Ashley back there at quarterback. He's dropping back. And that's going to be a big-time catch. That's going to be number 88 again. Jax Markovich, the big-time tight end, gets a big-time reception for this Huskies team late in the first quarter. And never mind, it looks like there's going to be a penalty, and that's going to send the Huskies back.
Yeah, that's a tough break right there because Desert Mountain comes out with the two deep safeties. Looks like they're playing a soft cover too, and he's able to just go right up that seam, get past their linebackers, and go to the soft spot in between zones. Markovich, he makes the catch, and the Huskies would have been in a really, really good spot there, but now it's 1st and a mile for them.
Like you said, Markovich, though, 6'4", 215, and a junior, so he'll be back next year as Ashley gets set for the ball. Empty backfield for him. He's getting the ball, and he's going to break through with a ton of blocks. That's going to get him probably, it looks like, around the 2nd and 10 back to their normal yardage. 52 seconds and running in this first quarter. Let's see what they can come up with not a lot of time left.
Yeah, 2nd and 10, right around 2nd and 10. It's going to be interesting to see if they keep trying to run it, if they try and throw it at all, test Santana Wilson. Not many people have done that so far. He's been so good for the Desert Mountain defense.
Ashley looks to break out again. He's going to get a couple of blocks and step out of bounds. Gets tackled, and the clock is still going to run, it looks like. Waiting on the call. That's going to bring up 3rd down regardless. 3rd and 4 for the Huskies.
Yeah, if the Huskies get out of this with just a field goal, or even if they manage to get out unscathed, Coach Hamilton's got to be grinning ear to ear for the defense's effort here.
Bodie is going to get that run again, and that's going to be taken down immediately by a pack of Wolves. Flag on the play, though. Let's see what comes from this.
Yeah, Elijah Bankwell in there again. He's been all over the field tonight.
Holding on the offense, and that's going to bring the Huskies back even more. 17 seconds left in the first quarter. Very unlike the Huskies. They're a very high-scoring team, and they score a lot of their points in the first half. So this is very unlike them to only have 3 points in the first quarter. We're going to see, though, what Jace Ashley and this Huskies team is able to do. Clock is running, 10 seconds left in the quarter. It looks like they're just going to hold off 3. And that's going to bring us to a close for the first quarter. 3-0 for the Huskies against the Desert Mountain Wolves. We'll be right back after this quick break.
Hey guys, Vince here to talk about Angel Dentistry. It's where my wife and I have gone for over 10 years, and we trust them with our routine and extensive dental care because they care. Dr. Amber Angel is an Arizona native, born in the town of Miami, and has been practicing in the Valley over 20 years. For general to comprehensive dental services, call 602-788-2008. Located off of Cave Creek Road just north of the 101 in North Phoenix. Angel Dentistry, proud supporters of our young people and proud partners of the Varsity Sports Show.
Welcome back, everybody, to the second quarter of this Desert Mountain Wolves versus Horizon Huskies game on Parker Garage with Stephen Buxton. Stephen, slow quarter scoring-wise, a lot of tough defense on both sides from both teams. What did you see out of both teams that possibly they can build on heading into the second quarter?
Yeah, Desert Mountain's done a solid job for the most part containing this Horizon rushing attack. They've had a few chunk plays here and there, but for the most part, they've been able to contain it fairly well. There's only 3 points on the board. Now, the fact that there's only 3 points on the board, we're not used to seeing that with Desert Mountain.
No.
But it is the best team they've played so far this year. They've got 3 quarters to play with. They're probably about to get the ball right here, it looks like, unless Horizon's able to pull out a chunk play. The Desert Mountain defense, though, has been playing very well.
Yeah, Markovich has really been the only receiver we've seen from the Huskies side of point that has been able to get a couple of receptions. But like you said, they had a tough time holding Campo Verde last week, and they've done a really good job as we get a timeout on the field. What I was going to say, though, is they struggled a lot last week being able to stop Campo Verde from getting those big runs, it seemed like. So a team that focuses mainly on the running game, they've done an exceptional job really shutting it down besides Jace Ashley's big-time run in the first quarter.
And a big part of that, too, is Tony Cumberland. He wasn't playing last week. He just committed to Oregon, the really talented interior defensive lineman for this Wolves defense. He wasn't playing last week. He's playing this week. So far, he's been in on a few tackles. How much of that was on him not being there? And it's the play style of this Horizon team. It's a little more, it's not as much of the power running that we saw last week from that Campo Verde team. That Campo Verde team just used their big guys up front. They leaned on you. They tried to maul you, and they just tried to do nothing but power running. This Horizon team, it's a lot of speed. It's a little more misdirection, too, but they still have that power element. It's just not, it doesn't seem like it's the main focus like it was for Campo Verde last week.
The trio of Cassius, Atherton, Cumberland, and Hip have just been an absolute problem to deal with on the defensive line. As the Huskies get quick, and Jace Ashley is going to set up 2 receivers to his right, 1 to his left. He's going to look and try to break through for a run, and immediately met by the Wolves. I mean, like you were saying, this Huskies team, very interesting team. I got to say, 4-1. They've played a lot of top talent. And with it, they've scored a lot of points in the first quarter, like I was talking about before we went to break. 52 week 1, 35 week 2, 45 week 3, and 29 week 5. Those are the type of points they've been scoring a lot. Totally did not see that as the field goal team came out. And that is going to be no good by the Huskies. And that will bring the Wolves to that spot on the field.
Yeah, that was nearly blocked. You've got Elijah Mears coming in on the edge. I don't know if he got a finger on it or anything, but he nearly completely blocked it.
Yeah, Floyd just missed the kick. He is a senior kicker, 6 foot.
It's an Arizona commit.
Oh, very
ASU
interesting.
Commit. Yeah, Canyon Floyd, ASU commit. He'll be staying here. He'll be in Tempe next year.
Great to see a lot of kids commit to in-state schools as the Wolves offense comes out. McDonough in the backfield with his favorite running back as they get set to snap the ball. Calls Hip in motion to the other side. And McDonough's going to break out for a run, and he's going to get a handful of yards to bring up 2nd down.
Yeah, it looked like they might have been able to get a little more there, but Horizon's just, I mean, it's a numbers game at that point. They're able to just get more guys than Desert Mountain's got blockers over there. And McDonough's eventually going to run into a Desert Mountain defender. Still a good game, though, about 7 yards.
Yeah, 10:55 left in the quarter. McDonough, he's going to drop back and look and get Dylan Hip. That's looking like it's going to bring a 1st down, and the chains are going to move. Hip's a very interesting player. He's a very impressive defensive end. He hasn't really gotten a ton of touches on offense. No touchdowns yet on the season. That's going to bring a 1st down for the Wolves. How can they get him more involved, being such a massive target, too?
Well, like they've done so far, run a couple of flat out routes. Give him some short checkdowns that he can just get in space. Run a couple curls here and there. Give him some. They've done a few sweeps with him, and just being able to get him in space is crucial for this offense.
Journey Solomon in on that quick reception. It's going to bring about 2nd and 4. He's been a very impact player for Desert Mountain. 10 receptions on the year, 168 yards, 1 touchdown. He's been a major, really, really good kind of wide receiver 3 type of player with Desert Mountain. And they're going to run quick to the line. 10-14 left in the quarter. McDonough's looking. He's looking deep. And that's almost picked off. That was number 21, Anthony Segura, on that deflection right there, the 6'2 senior from Horizon. They're trying to get hit more initiated in this offense, a little bit more active than probably he's used to. But I kind of like the quickness that Desert Mountain is going with so far.
Yeah, with that play, though, Segura, he's doing what not a ton of the teams have been able to do, running stride for stride with hip and just completely covering him there. I like the idea, get it to your big bodies, but you got to give him a chance. Get the ball higher, not just right at Segura's chest.
McDonough's going to drop back once again. He's breaking through after a little bit of pressure from the Huskies defense. He's trying to run out of bounds and will do so. 3rd down.
I know he's running for his life there, but it's got to hurt to see that he had Jack Freeberg wide open at the 40-yard line, maybe even more after that. There wasn't anyone near him. He could have had a big chunk play for the 1st down right there.
And that's going to be a quick fumble. Ball's loose, and that's going to be the Huskies right immediately on the 49-yard line. Going for the tush push there, it didn't seem like everyone was ready, and that's going to bring up Huskies ball.
That's a brutal break for the Wolves offense. If they get that 1st down, I mean, it's 1st and 10 at right around the 50-yard line. All you need is another 1st down, and you're pretty close to field goal range. Now that Horizon defense is Horizon offense is in the same situation. I wonder if with Ashley, he's kind of a power running quarterback. I said that this offense doesn't really do a ton of power running, but Ashley does. But they run a lot of draws with him. He's kind of like, he reminds me a lot of, I mean, it sounds like it's stereotypical answer, but like a Jalen Hurts kind of guy.
Ashley's going to get the ball. He's dropping back, and he's going to break through, trying to get downfield, and he's just going to step out of bounds and throw a dot, trying to figure out who that was there, but they ran quick, looking like they were going to run it, and that is going to be received by Vincent Valentino. He's been one of the best wide receivers on this team as well. Ashley, though, again, making plays on his feet, and it ends up being 2nd and 1 for the Huskies as they move quick to the line. Markovich in motion. He's going to give it to Bodie, and he's going to get met immediately. Send him back a couple of yards to bring up 3rd down for the Huskies.
Yeah, so to finish my point on Ashley, it's kind of similar to that Jalen Hurts build. He's a big quarterback who he's hard to take down on that first hit. You're not going to arm tackle him. He's able to run through those. But, just dial down the passing numbers a bit with Jalen Hurts. They don't throw the ball a ton, but he's still able to extend those plays, make some solid throws on the run. He's a really good weapon for this Horizon offense.
3rd down for the Huskies here. 8:45 left in the 2nd quarter. They're going to move quick to the line. Ashley getting close right behind his center. Bodie's going to get the ball, and he's going to break through. He's going to get a massive hole, and the ball does come loose, and the Wolves are going to jump on it immediately. They're going to be around their 7-yard line. Big time play by this defense again, punching that ball out. That looked like it was Santana Wilson with how hyped he is coming out on the bench. Big time play by the Texas commit.
Yeah, Santana Wilson, this Desert Mountain defense, they've done what the Desert Mountain team in general has done a lot this year. They're able to make something out of nothing, which they're on that play, they're dead to rights. I mean, they're going to be it's either going to be a touchdown or Horizon's going to be in the red zone, almost assured to get points. But Santana Wilson's able to punch it out, and now Desert Mountain catches a huge break, and they're back on offense.
McDonough inside his own 5-yard line. Players in motion. He's going to snap the ball. And that he's going to be met immediately. That looks like it was Sheffrin again. Very questionable call. I don't know if I would have ran it being that close to your own end zone because of the safety possibility. It's going to bring up 2nd down for the Wolves here. McDonough's going to go back quickly to his team to set up the play. 23 seconds left in the shot clock. 8:04 left in the half as McDonough gets set for 2nd down. Ball on the 4-yard line. Empty backfield, players in motion again. He's going to get it and look on a wobbly throw. That looks like it's going to be Freeberg on the reception to bring up 3rd down.
Now you mentioned you wouldn't have ran it on that on that 1st down right there, backed up on the goal line. But it's really a question of what do you trust more, your run blocking or your pass blocking? Because either way, that safety's going to be a concern. If you're a quarterback and you've got a rusher coming through, that's almost a guaranteed safety right there. Obviously, you could get someone break through the line and get a tackle for loss on that rush. It's kind of a lose-lose situation either way. You just got to hope you can get out of it.
McDonough's going to move Sheffrin down the line. He's going to get Dylan Tapley right there. That's going to bring a 1st down for the Wolves offense. 7 minutes left. That's going to be one of Tapley's first receptions on the night and move the change for the Wolves, and they're quick to the line. He's going immediately, and we got a lot of motion on the line as both teams jumped immediately. It's looking like it's going to be false start against the Wolves, and that's going to bring him back a couple of 5 yards. So
their center, Cole Tappan, just didn't have the snap count right there.
Tappan, I think, was the only lineman that didn't move right there. So, big miscommunication there. That's going to push him back on 1st now and 15. Line gets set. McDonough gets set. 3 receivers to his left, 1 to his right. They got hip way outside. Ball snaps. McDonough's looking. And that's going to be, is that Tapley again? No, that's Journey Solomon on the incomplete pass. That's going to bring up now 2nd down for the Wolves, 2nd and long.
Obviously, Tapley got that last ball, though. He had the couple of drops early in the game. You can't just look past him, though. He's such a crucial part of this offense. He leads the team in receiving yards. He leads the team in receiving touchdowns. You can't just look away from him, even though he had a couple early on drops. It's good to see him getting involved again.
McDonough's going to push Sheffrin out. He's going to break through, try to get some yards on his own, and he gets met immediately by the Huskies defense. That's going to bring up 3rd down and long. Very, very crucial play here, it seems like, already in this first half.
Yeah, now we're going to see this Horizon defense really just pin their ears back and go hunting after McDonough. Everyone in the building knows they've got to pass it right here. And defensively, I mean, they've got, obviously, Kolb, he's got 6 sacks so far. They've got 3, 4, 5 guys with multiple sacks on the season. It could be a dangerous situation right here.
McDonough's going to snap. He's looking deep for Tapley, who's getting pulled immediately, and flags are going to be flown everywhere. That's going to be pass interference. That's going to get a new set of downs for the Wolves. I mean, they had Tapley one-on-one coverage. It's looking like it wasn't going to do much.
Yeah, if you're Calvin Curtis and Horizon senior free safety, you can't do that right there. You've got to just give it a chance. Give yourself a chance to make a play. I know Tapley had you beat. You just can't do that. You got to try and make a play. Try and at least prevent the touchdown, prevent the catch. But now you're just gifting. You're gifting Desert Mountain a free 1st down right there.
Yeah, Tapley standing, what, 6'3", 6'4", and Calvin Curtis 5'10". Tough matchup for him, like you were saying. He can't do that. That's going to bring up 1st down. Wolves move quick to the line. Player in motion. McDonough snaps the ball. He's going to hand it off. And that's going to bring up 2nd down once again.
Yeah, that's just a great play by Cole Tappan and that entire interior of the Desert Mountain offensive line. I mean, there's 2 or 3 of them already on the second level before Sheffrin even got past the line of scrimmage. He didn't even touch anyone until he's 4 yards downfield.
Wolves come to the line, 5:19 left in the entire first half. McDonough's get a look. Player in motion. McDonough's looking. He's going to break through. Big time block, though, by the running back. He's going to go. And that will either bring up a first down or 3rd and short.
Good job by McDonough, though. He's rolling out. He's feeling a little pressure. And you can try and force a ball to Solomon out there. You can try and force a ball to, I think Tapley was on that side too. You can try and force a pass, maybe get the completion, maybe get an incompletion, though. It could be picked off, though. But he's able to roll it out, get what he can, get what's given to you, and he's picked up the first down.
I'm looking at the size of number 55 on the Huskies. Alex Bryan, 6'6", 230. That's a big kid there. There's some movement on the field. That looking like it's going to be a false start on the Wolves. They're going to push him back again. They had a really, really clean first quarter. You know, I know about the penalty that was on the sideline and then the one with the holding, but they've been able, though, to get those a couple of unfortunate penalties in the second quarter. Tapley moves in motion. McDonough snaps the ball. He's going to break outside. Get pressure. He's looking downfield. There's going to be a late hit there. Freeberg got hit pretty quickly. Very interesting to see a no pass interference call. That's going to bring up 2nd down for the Wolves.
I mean, the only reason there's not a pass interference call there is because the ball was so overthrown.
Yeah.
You could make the argument that it was uncatchable. I mean, you can debate it, but
no, I definitely.
It's going to be 2nd and 15 for the Wolves right now.
Yeah, definitely see what you mean there about it. 2nd and 15, though, like you said. 4:56 left in the first half. McDonough's going to get it set for the snap. Sheffrin in motion. Empty backfield. Sheffrin's looking left. Excuse me. McDonough's looking left. That looks like Dylan Hipp on the reception. It's going to bring up 3rd and short for the Wolves. If you're just joining us, Wolves are in black. Horizon Huskies are in white. We were at Desert Mountain High School out here in Scottsdale, Arizona. As we have 3rd down and about 13, 3rd and 12, excuse me, for the Wolves. Dunne gets the ball, drops back. He's looking deep, and that's going to be Hipp again on the incompletion. That's going to bring up 4th down. Tough possession for that Wolves offense. They looked a little bit miscombobulated and a little bit uncomfortable, it seemed like, even on their home field.
Yeah, I'm not sure what they were doing there on that 2nd down because, I mean, you're thrown for, at most, a 2-yard gain. That
right.
was the best you could get right there. They got about a yard, maybe a yard and a half, and they need about 20 to get that first down. I'm okay with the call to give it to Hipp right there. He could have at least got them within reasonable range to go for it on 4th, if not get the first down. It's just a low throw there. It's a really hard catch for him.
And the punter just about got blocked there. They are going to be around their 23-yard line. It looked about for the Huskies as their offense comes back out on the field, led by Jace Ashley.
Now it's just putting that Desert Mountain defense to work again. They've been good so far tonight. They've only allowed 3 points. Can they get off the field quickly and give that offense another chance to possibly get something on the board before half? We've only got 4 minutes left to play, and that's all going to go on the linebackers because that defensive line, Horizon, they're going to be having a hat on a hat up front. They're going to have that defensive line basically not contained but accounted for. Whether or not someone breaks through, they're going to have to be relying on the linebackers, though, to be flying around, to be closing up those holes, and to be able to stop this running game.
Make sure to stick around during halftime to watch exclusive Varsity Sports Show content. So don't go anywhere. A lot of great stuff during the halftime break, and I'm sure you will enjoy it. 3-0 here, though, from Scottsdale, Arizona, as the Horizon Huskies are up against the Desert Mountain Wolves. Like Steven said, 4:06 left in this first half. Been a very, very defensive-heavy game. Couple of fumble recoveries. And, yeah, it's just been – it seems like the Wolves' toughest competition yet. But their defense, though, they've done a really good job at stopping this running game from getting really active like the Huskies have been able to do against most of their opponents all season long. Jace Ashley, though, brings his offense back out onto the field. There's going to be two receivers to his left, Bodie Zamorano in the backfield. He's going to get the ball, break through a couple of tackles, and it's going to be second down, and it looks like about 5 with the clock running.
Yeah, again, I'll go back to my linebackers point with how much this Horizon team runs it. Desert Mountain really, really spreads their tackles around. All the corners, all the safeties, all of the defensive linemen, everyone's got a ton of tackles on this team. They've got right around 10 guys with 10 or more tackles, and about half of them have got 20 or more. They're going to really need the linebackers to stack it up, though.
Ashley drops back. He's looking deep, actually. That's going to be Markovich, and he's going to fall immediately. That could have been bad news for the Wolves, as that looks like Jace Ashley's favorite receiving target. Just gets another big-time reception, move the chains. First down, Horizon.
Yeah, bad news, but it's been nothing but bad luck for Horizon when targeting that big tight end. On the couple of catches he's got, there's been a penalty, there's been a drop, and right there he just trips and would have had a touchdown.
Ashley drops back. He's going to get met immediately, though, by a linebacker of the Wolves. It's going to bring up second down and about 9. Max Sheffrin in on the tackle. He's been all over the field tonight, offensively and defensively. That's going to be another one of a big tackle. Again, second down, 2:48 left in the first half.
Yeah, Sheffrin, he's been a do-it-all player for this Desert Mountain team. He's actually 4th on the team in tackles. He's got 23 of them. He leads them in rushing yards, obviously rushing touchdowns, but he has been an impact player on defense too.
Ashley gets the ball. He's going to break through, just about got that first down. It's going to bring up 3rd and short. He is a quick quarterback, extremely active on his feet. And he's been an impact player for them for sure. Even though it's just 3-0, he's been a really, really impactful player for Horizon so far, as they're going to get set and move quickly to the line. And a flag is down on the field.
Is that a legal motion? Nope, false start.
Could be false start, and that's going to bring the Huskies back 5 yards to bring down around 3rd and 6. What have you seen from Horizon's offense that has made it so difficult? Actually, I'll ask you after this big play, because they're probably going to go quick to the line as Ashley gets set. 2 receivers are going to be on his left. Line moves quick, so does he. Ball snaps. Ashley's looking. He's looking downfield, doesn't see anything. He just gets back, is able to dump it, and a fumble immediately, and the Wolves are back on it again. That looked like
this Desert Mountain Wolves defense is what's kept them in the game so far. They've been able to force 2 turnovers already. I'm not sure who was in on that fumble, but they've been opportunistic so far. They've been aggressive. I mean, you couldn't ask any more if you're Conrad Hamilton from this defense than you've got.
And that was Colton Borodkin in on the fumble recovery, number 55 for the Wolves, big-time player, and made a big-time play once again as the Wolves offense is back out on the field, 1:32 left in the first half. Ball snaps. McDonough's looking to his left. He's looking downfield. Doesn't see anything he likes. He's going to try to break out and chuck it. 2 receivers in the area. Neither could come up with our reception. That's going to bring up second down for the Wolves.
Yeah, I mean, you've got 1:22 on the clock. They've got 2 timeouts for the Wolves. You can still run the whole playbook right now. You don't have to just run, you don't have to run 4 verts every single play. You can run some underneath stuff, work the sidelines, work the clock, work your timeouts. You could still very easily get into the red zone with a good amount of time left.
McDonough's going to move his running back in motion. Empty backfield. He's going to try to break through for a run. He's going to get there. And he's going to get out of bounds to bring up 1:17 and 3rd down for Desert Mountain. McDonough's been active on his feet. We know about since week 1. He is just like about 8 months removed from a torn ACL. Came back for his senior year, the Navy commit. He's played extremely well for the type of circumstances he's had to overcome. So big ups to him on being able to do that as he gets set. 1:17, like I said, left in the half. Sheffrin in motion. He's dropping back. He's looking deep. And he's going to break out for a first down at least. He's going to get met immediately. 1:10 left. The chains will move for Desert Mountain once again.
Yeah, we mentioned that McDonough's coming off that ACL surgery. So far, he hasn't had to do it yet this year, but he's going to have to be Superman for this team if they want to pull out a win tonight.
And that was an incomplete pass. Targeted for Brody Olson. A name you might not see a lot of, but another great player for this Desert Mountain team.
Yeah, Brody Olson, he's mostly playing on defense for them, but he's only got 2 catches this year. Or I'm sorry, yeah, he's got 2 catches this year. Doesn't have a touchdown yet. They don't use him a ton on offense, but we'll hear his name a lot on the defensive side. He's going to rack up a bunch of tackles.
Just under a minute left in the first half. Empty backfield for McDonough. He's dropping back. He's looking at Tapley, who catches, and that's going to bring up 3rd down. Clock's going to run for a second, and we're going to get a timeout on the field. Let's go back to the question I was going to ask you. We've been able to see a good amount of football from both of these teams so far tonight. What are some things that Desert Mountain could build upon to attack the second half with a little bit more aggression?
Well, again, you've got your quarterback in Brady McDonough. He's a big guy. He's got a good arm. He can do everything on the field, basically. He hasn't had to do it yet this year because the team's been able to put him in a good position everywhere with good field position. They've been able to keep the other team off the board for the most part. And there hasn't been a ton of resistance on defense most games. They're going to have to really lean on him to carry this offense, though. They're going to be able to run the ball a little bit, not a ton. We're probably not going to see Max Sheffrin with a 200-yard game here. But they can keep that offense still honest. They don't have to completely abandon the running game. It's just, it seems like tonight it's going to all fall on how much can Brady McDonough carry this team.
And he has been able to do so just a little bit under 600 yards so far. Or excuse me, that is completely wrong. Just under 1,000 yards, which he has definitely broken tonight. 12 passing touchdowns on the season, none yet. 5 picks. But he is a 66 completion percentage quarterback so far this season as well. 51 seconds left. He's going to move Sheffrin in motion. Empty backfield again. He's going to look deep. He's going to launch that, and that is in no man's land and picked off by number 23, Tanner Newt. And again, no one there, no one close, and that was a tough break for McDonough and the Wolves offense as we only have 40 seconds left in this first half.
I mean, you can't have that there. You're just throwing it up, hoping in triple coverage that Jack Freeberg could come down with something. I mean, you're out of the pocket. You've got Tapley right in front of you. You could still throw it out and throw it to the sideline and not get the intentional grounding penalty. You could just live to play another down there, right there. I mean, you're just hoping for a miracle right there if you're Brady McDonough.
Jace Ashley in at quarterback. Zamorano moved a little bit. He's looking to his left. And that is caught by number 7, Caden Cox, the 5'10 senior.
Now, I mentioned Tapley there, too. For McDonough, he's going to have to spread the ball around because of his 12 touchdown passes, 7 are to Tapley, and right now they're bracketing him on almost every play.
Ashley gets the ball. He's looking. Gets to Zamorano, who's had a little bit of space. He's going to try it. And he's going to stay in bounds, it looks like. Clock's going to run with just a few seconds left in this first half, and that is going to take us to the break. We'll be right back after after halftime. 3-0 here for the Huskies at Desert Mountain High School. Stay tuned for all the coverage we have, and we'll be back for second half action.
I'm Jason Goldie from the Varsity Sports Show. There is no dispute that we in the Valley love our football. We have a professional team, the Cardinals, a Power 5 college football team at ASU, and a number of nationally ranked high school football teams. But the football that is taking the Valley by storm these days is girls high school flag football. Girls flag football made its debut as an officially sanctioned sport by the Arizona Interscholastic Association last month, and now has everybody talking. Having the opportunity to play football is what many girls have dreamed of, and with 57 schools participating throughout Arizona this fall, and those numbers expected to double by next year, now they have the chance to make their dreams come true. Girls flag football is also grabbing national attention. The inaugural game between Mountain View and Mountain Point featured a coin toss by Arizona Cardinals star Kyler Murray. And who hasn't also heard that former San Francisco 49ers quarterback and 3-time Super Bowl champ Steve Young is coaching his 2 daughters on their high school flag football team in Atherton, California? Will that be a new trend? No matter where you are, flag football is the talk of the town. Flag football is very similar to tackle football, with one obvious difference: there is no tackling. Players are stopped by having an opponent pull their flag belt. There are some other significant differences as well, such as having 20-yard zones of gain, fumbles that are dead when the ball touches the ground, and an onside kick rule that doesn't include a kick. Some teams complain that flag football would draw more attention if it didn't fall at the same time as tackle football and girls volleyball, because many players have to choose between 2 sports, making it challenging to field a large team. Here at the Varsity Sports Show, we have been live streaming a Thursday night flag football game of the week since the inaugural game, showcasing teams throughout the Valley, with some teams coming from as far away as Buckeye. While interviewing coaches and players about how the season is going, one pervasive theme emerges. They all love being able to get out there and play or coach the sport they love. For the Varsity Sports Show, I'm Jason Goldie.
Hello everyone, this is Kyle Cooper. Today we are going to the NBA. The Milwaukee Bucks are now the favorite to win the NBA championship. There was a blockbuster trade this week with Damian Lillard going to the Milwaukee Bucks to join Giannis Antetokounmpo. The Bucks odds are now at 4-1 according to US Sportsbooks to win the NBA Finals. To break down the trade, Drew Holiday, DeAndre Ayton, and Kamara are going to the Blazers, as well as the Bucks' 2029 unprotected first-round pick and unprotected swap rights in 2028 and 2030. The Suns land Yusuf Nurkic, Grayson Allen, Nasir Little, and Keon Johnson. It's important to know for Suns fans that bringing in 4 players to the team while only sending out 2 will require Phoenix to cut 2 players. For the Phoenix Suns, they lose DeAndre Ayton. Now, Ayton did have some drama with the Suns' former coach Monty Williams and the entire organization about his role. Ayton wanted to have more touches down low, more post-ups, and a bigger part in the overall offense. With new head coach Frank Vogel, it would be sure that Ayton's role would even get smaller with Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, and Bradley Beal all on the same team. Now, Ayton still could have played a crucial role for the Suns if he were to still be on the team. Ayton is now on a rebuilding Portland team and will receive that bigger role he really wanted. If you compare Ayton to Nurkic, you can clearly see that Ayton is the better player. Many people thought throughout the years that Ayton would be a great fit for the Suns, and especially with this newer team, as he's young, athletic, and had great potential. But now he's been traded, and looking at his replacement, Nurkic is 29 years old and certainly not as young and athletic as Ayton was. Some Suns fans could see this as a downgrade. It could also be argued that the Suns did not use DeAndre Ayton to his best ability with his mobility, his youth, and now they have Nurkic, who's even less mobile, older, so they will have to figure out how they will play their new big man. For the other players that they acquired, the Suns certainly add more youth and depth to their roster. Nasir Little is a 23-year-old 6'5" wing with a 7'1" wingspan, which would definitely help the Suns off the bench. Last season in Portland, he averaged 6.6 points per game and 2.6 rebounds in 18 minutes per game, and he shot 44.2% from the field. Another player they added is 6'3" Keon Johnson, who is 21 years old. Johnson averaged 4.7 points in 10 minutes per game last year on 37.6% shooting in Portland. Another important player to note in the trade is the Suns received Grayson Allen, and Grayson averaged 10.4 points and 2.3 assists per game for the Milwaukee Bucks last season. He shot 44% overall and 40% from the three-point range. This could be the great fit for the Suns, as they'll have more shooting threats on the perimeter, and Grayson Allen can play defense too. As for the big name in the trade, Damian Lillard, this is a career-changing trade for him. After being on the Portland Trail Blazers for his entire career, he moves to the Milwaukee Bucks, and now they are the favorite in the East. It was clear that Damian Lillard expressed his interest in wanting to be traded to the Miami Heat. So the trade that landed yesterday definitely shocked the entire NBA world. And there's some speculation as to whether Lillard will be happy in Milwaukee with another.
Welcome back, everyone, to second half action out here in Scottsdale, Arizona for the Desert Mountain Wolves as they take on the Horizon Huskies. I'm Parker Grash along with Stephen Buxton. And Stephen, before the game gets going again, low-scoring affair, 3-0 for the away side of Horizon. What did you see out of Desert Mountain that they need to improve on to make sure they capitalize and get this win?
Yeah, there's not a ton you really can specifically improve on.
Right.
Because defensively, the defense, they're playing outstanding right now. They forced 2 turnovers. They're playing outstanding. They're doing everything they can to win this game. Offensively, you can improve. I mean, you can obviously put points on the board.
Oh, yeah.
you gotta open up the running lanes a little more. I mean, there's not a ton they need to really do differently. They're just going against a really stout defensive unit.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the decisions, some of the plays, I've questioned a little bit. Like, when it's 2nd and 20 and you're going for a 2-yard gain. or every time on third down that they've gone behind the chains. That's what I'll question. But other than that, just performance specific, there's not a ton you could really harp on that they've done poorly, that they've done wrong. It's just a really good game. I don't think we had 3-0 and half in our predictions.
Yeah, absolutely not. Canyon Floyd is set to kick off for the Huskies.
Now for the Huskies, they're going to get back on offense, and they're going to try and really just keep leaning on that running game. They've got they've got one of the best lines in the state, anchored by Carter Lavrusky, their senior tackle. He's a Kansas commit. If they could lean on them, it's going to get really dangerous.
Canyon Floyd boots it out, and that's going to put the Desert Mountain Wolves offense on the 20-yard line. Ryan McDonough and Journey Solomon were both back there to receive it, of course, going out of bounds. That's going to put them on their own 20-yard line. First down as we kick off this second half. McDonough had a rough first half, threw a pick with about 40 seconds left, so let's see what he can do to start off the third quarter. Running back behind him, he's looking left. Don't know if that was Jack Freeberg.
I think that was Freeberg.
Yeah, that was Jack Freeberg, one of his favorite wide receivers. They get quick yardage. That's going to bring up second down as he steps out of bounds. 11:53 left in the third quarter.
Yeah, it's looking like Freeberg's really going to have to step up this game. He's been basically their number 2 this year. He doesn't have the 7 touchdowns that Tapley does, but he's going to be open more often than not today because they're not doubling him on every play.
Hit moved in motion. McDonough's going to break through and try to get a couple of yards on his own feet. It's going to bring up third down and about 4.
Yeah, good play by McDonough there, able to get a good chunk of yards. It's about 3rd and 4, 3rd and 5 right now. I mean, they can basically do anything from here. Really just, are they going to go right for the chains? Are they going to try and get a chunk play like this team consistently does?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm not sure if I run it right here, but they can if they can get a push up front.
And we will see ball snaps. McDonough drops back. He's looking deep. No one open. He's going to get met and sacked immediately, the first sack of the game. That's number 55 for the Huskies. Alex Prine, the 6'6", 230-pound senior. Goodness gracious. Big-time sack for the Huskies. 4th down and long, 10:55 left in the third. And, wow, what a big-time showing by the Huskies defense back right there to just make sure the Wolves are not able to get anything going to start off this second half.
Yeah, it's basically a coverage sack right there. I mean, he had 3, 4, 5, 6 seconds close to make a decision and throw the ball. He went nowhere. And Prine, that's his 3rd sack on the year, the big talented player for Horizon.
And that is number 6, Vincent Valentino, on the reception. Puts them around the 50-yard line, actually looks like, right spank in the middle of the field. This is going to be a big, honestly, I feel like a crucial drive for the Huskies, with it being so low scoring and so just tight defensively on both sides for both teams. It's going to be a very big test to see what Horizon is going to be able to do here.
Yeah, it feels like it's really just who scores first in the half is not going to win the game, but it feels like it's going to shift all the momentum right now. There's not much momentum going either way. I mean, you could argue that it's going Desert Mountain's way. They got that break towards the end of half. They had the fumble right there, but they came back and threw a pick. So
yeah,
kind of neutralizes it right there. No one's running away with it. It's 3-0 right now. It's just who can enforce their will, who can get their game plan running and going sooner than the other team, basically.
It's really even though it's 3-0, like he said, it's who draws first blood. What defense is going to give up that first touchdown, as Jace Ashley is back at quarterback for the Wolves. He's been honestly extremely impressive to me. I mean, with his quickness and his speed he has to get those QB draws, and he just goes immediately when he's got a big hole that was open by that offensive line, who's done a really good job by Horizon. But Desert Mountain's D-line, the star-studded D-line, a lot of Division I recruits on there. They have put up an incredible fight, and I'm really impressed with how Tony Cumberland, not being able to play last week, has come into this game. motion from the Huskies as Jace Ashley dumps it off to Zamorino. He's going to get met and hit and steps out of bounds, possibly. And that's going to bring looks like around a 2nd and 10, 2nd and 11. But big time play again by that defensive line of the Wolves.
Yeah, well, I think was that Santana Wilson on the tackle over there? I mean, he basically ran into a brick wall over there. There was nowhere for Zamaro to go. I mean, there was basically the whole Desert Mountain defense on that side of the ball.
It's a very interesting type of offense they play. They kind of huddle for a couple of seconds, and they go very quickly to the line. As Ashley, he's going to do the fake handoff, looking deep. No one's there, hips on him, and he just steps out of bounds. As Ryan McDonough was just about to tackle him as Jace Ashley steps out of bounds. Brings up 3rd and long for the Huskies. Packed house here. I mean, from the home games we've been able to see, it seems like the Wolves are being able to get a big-time crowd every single time. 2 receivers on the right for the Huskies as they get set to bring up. But, yeah, very impressive big crowd for the Wolves, and the Horizon Husky faithful have also come out and shown their support. Ashley gets the ball. He's looking. He's going to get big-time throw, and that's going to get caught for a 1st down. That's number 2, Adam Wagner on it, the 5'10 junior. And that will bring up 1st down and move the chains for Horizon.
Yeah, Desert Mountains they've got 1 deep safety. Looks like they might have been playing cover 3 right there. Wagner just finds the soft spot in the zone right there and just goes up for a high ball.
Ashley's got to hand it off. And that's going to break through, get a couple of tackles. I think that is McDonough on that tackle, but again, this running offense, that's going to be number 21, Anthony Segura, that time for Horizon, and he just being able to break tackles as they move quick. Ashley's looking, he's going to throw it. That looked like Markovich in the end zone, and it was incomplete pass by Horizon.
Yeah, just not much room over there. He's working towards that end of or that corner of the end zone. Had a jump ball, could have came down with it, but he just didn't have enough room to make that catch in bounds.
And Horizon gets set, 2nd down in the red zone. They move quick to the line. Ashley's going to go, hand it off to Segura. He's going to get a couple of more yards. That's going to bring up 3rd down for Horizon.
Yeah, they're leaning on Segura a little more this drive. I mean, are they going to disperse it with him and Zamaro, or are they going to keep leaning on Ashley to get a bulk of the yards too? I mean, this Horizon offense, they've got so many different weapons to attack you with on the ground specifically, but it's just a really dangerous offense. It's going to be a tough task for the Wolves to come out of this with less than a field goal.
Segura's in the backfield. Ashley's going to drop back, and it looks like play was stopped. It was a timeout called by Desert Mountain. Clearly the coaching staff didn't like what they saw. Let's go back to this, though, like you're talking about. Zamorano, 5'11", sophomore, 180. Anthony Segura is a 6'2", senior at 215. And then you got Jace Ashley, who's got quick feet, too. What have you seen, honestly, from the defensive line, from the linebackers that have been able to really stop this very fast-paced running style that Horizon has besides a couple of plays?
Well, it's just that defensive line is so good up front. They haven't been getting driven back all that much.
Right.
And when they're holding their spot, they're holding they're keeping their holes. The linebacking core, they're so quick to the ball. They're so instinctive. They're able to just quickly plug up the holes before there's really much to gain.
Right.
Obviously, they've had those chunk plays here and there, but for the most part, it's been 2, 3, 4, sometimes 5, but like mostly around 3-4 yards a carry for most of the game, excluding all the big chunk plays.
Mm-hmm.
And that's right around where you want to be against this kind of offense.
Play gets set to resume. 8:16 left in this third quarter. And it is also 8:38 local time here in Arizona. Thank you all for joining us. I'm Parker Garash again with Stephen Buxton, my color analyst for tonight. Very, very fun game we have in store. Horizon gets set. He's going to hand it off to Segura. Breaks a couple tackles, and he is met immediately, though, by, that looks like Max Scheffrin on the tackle there, the smaller cornerback. That looks like it's going to bring up 4th down as he was short of the first down marker.
Yeah, just again, they're able to hold that line of scrimmage so well up front, and the linebackers and DBs just get to the line, get to the holes so quickly.
And we got flags flown everywhere. That looks like it's going to be offside on the defense. And that's going to bring a new set of downs for Horizon in the red zone. Big key play here for Horizon. He hands it off to Segura, and Segura's going to get into the end zone. That's going to be the first touchdown of the game. Anthony Segura with the run, and that's going to be 9-0 for Horizon. Big time play by the Huskies right there.
Yeah, we were talking about who can strike first, who can draw blood first for this team, or for these two teams. It's really going to determine how the game goes. Now, we got to see if Desert Mountain can strike back, if they can retaliate, put some points on the board, whether it's a field goal or touchdown, just get on the board. It's a huge, huge touchdown with how the game is going for Horizon, because right now a 10-point lead feels just about insurmountable for either team.
Canyon Floyd was good on the kick. That puts 10 points on the board for Horizon. This is really, honestly, to me, a scenario that this Desert Mountain team has not been in. They haven't really been down points this entire season. I mean, they're 5-0 in the season. They were really to kind of put their stamp on it early against Barado. Did the same with Horizon. It was a little bit of murky waters with Chaparral, and then last week as well, too. But 5-0, this is kind of unforeseen territory for this Wolves team.
Yeah, Coach Hamilton has loved what he's seen out of this team with their buy-in and with how they handle adversity. But other than that Chaparral game, because that's where he pointed it out, they were down at times in that game, and they did face adversity in that game. But other than that game, the adversity they'd faced is themselves. It's the penalties. It's the miscues. It's all of the times they've shot themselves in the foot and been able to overcome it. This is one of the first times, it's basically the first time outside of that Chaparral game that they've been down. They've played a fairly clean game for the most part. And now it's just, what can they do? Can they carry themselves to a win?
And that looks like it was Ryan McDonough right there. Or no, excuse me. That was Max Scheffrin on the reception. That would be a touchback, put the Wolves offense on their own 20-yard line. Even though it's only 7:41 in the third, big-time drive, it feels like, for this Wolves offense right now as McDonough gets set. Running back on the side, let's see what this team can do. McDonough gets a snap, fake handoff, he's looking, incomplete pass, targeted at Dylan Hipp. But again, that was number 55, Alex Prine, the 6'6" defensive tackle. That's just an absolute monster.
Yeah, Prine's just a big part of this Horizon defense. Then they've, for the most part, other than that Pinnacle game, they've given offenses fits. I mean, they've done almost nothing against this Horizon unit.
And McDonough gets set for second down here in their own territory. Scheffrin trying to figure out some space. He gets through and gets a lot of yardage. We will see if that's first down, and that will be the change move. That's first down for the Wolves as they move upfield.
Yeah, great play by Scheffrin right there. They just run a little draw right there, give him some time to develop the blocks. He's just a little patient there, cuts it out right outside the right tackle, and he's able to follow a couple blocks and get a good gain for that first down.
Coming into tonight's game, 68 carries on the season for Scheffrin, 384 yards and 5 tuds. He's been an absolute workhorse for this team. McDonough gets a snap. Don't know if that was McDonough being met. That was. He sacked immediately that time by number 53, Jack Metzler. And that's going to – was there a penalty on the field? I see them moving back. Excuse me, sorry. Second down still, 6:45 left in the third quarter. But, yeah, this defensive line for Horizon has set a lot of problems up for Desert Mountain's team this game. Line gets back. And let's see what Brady McDonough can do. Moves his runner in motion. He's looking. That's Freeberg. He spins out. That was a clean reception. I don't know if you saw that. Throw was on the dot right to him as he was moving. That's going to bring third down up, a third down and about 5.
Yeah, Freeberg right there. It's a tough throw. It's a really tight window for McDonough. Good on him on being able to get it there. And Freeberg, he's just running a quick out, and just about 3-4 yards past the line of scrimmage, he manages to make 2 men miss, make something out of nothing. And the Wolves, they're in a 3rd and 4 right now.
2 receivers, 3 receivers, goodness. And it looks like we're going to have another timeout called. That is their second of the game. And 6 minutes into we're only about 6 minutes into the third quarter. I don't even really know what to say. That's a hard call, I'm sure, hard timeout to call at this point in the game.
It is, but it is and it isn't. If you come away on this drive with points, if you manage to get a touchdown on this drive, you're feeling okay about that timeout because
for sure.
More often than not, you can make it work with 2 timeouts at the end of the game. But if they can't get this first down, if they can't come out of this drive with points, it's going to be a really, really tough break for this Desert Mountain team.
Yeah, absolutely. And it looked like there was a little bit of confusion between which receiver was supposed to go in motion. I saw with Freeberg and whoever else was with him with hip. They look like they're set now. And Dylan Tapley, one-on-one coverage on the left side. Journey Solomon moves in motion. Ball snaps. McDonough's looking. He's looking deep. And that's going to be Dylan Hip to get the first down reception. That's going to move the chains again. Love what I'm seeing from Hip so far, the Ole Miss commit. He's been extremely active on the offensive side for what it feels like the first time in a while.
Yeah, they've just got him running a post right down the middle of the field. And Hip, the main problem with the Desert Mountain offense with these chunk plays is they haven't been able to connect today because there's been a few low balls, a few tough catches that they've had to make. Just get it up so your big-time players can go up and just basically moss someone, and they did it right there.
McDonough breaks out the tackle. He's looking.
Did he catch that?
He did not catch that. It was Jack Freeberg again, though, on the target. He's been covered extremely well by all of the Horizon cornerbacks that are on him. That time by number 83, Presley Jones, 6'3" junior, also a wide receiver for this Horizon team. He's been a really key cornerback for Horizon so far tonight as the offense gets set for second down. Ball snaps. McDonough looks. He's looking. Gets Journey Solomon there, who's going to break a tackle. Yet, he meets a defender immediately. That's looking like a first down again. And now we're seeing the fast-paced offense for the Wolves start to come alive with 5:34 left in the third quarter.
Yeah, we mentioned Solomon earlier. He's basically a 3 for this team. He doesn't get a ton of targets. He doesn't get a ton of touches. But when he does, going into today, I don't know how many yards he has today, but going into today, he was averaging just about 16.8 yards per reception. So when he gets the ball, more often than not, they're moving the chains.
And that is what they did right there on that play. First down, hip in motion, 5:08 left in the third. Flag flies. Interested to see what will be called. Probably an offside. Oh, a offside on Horizon's defense.
And again, I said it last week. Horizon, I know they're up right now, but not a ton of teams in the state, not a ton of teams in the section can play with Desert Mountain and outdo them in penalty yards and be confident in winning that game. But with the Wolves, Freeburg's been covered well, but they're going to have to rely on him. They're going to have to rely on Hip because right now they're basically double-teaming Tapley on almost every play.
Hip in motion. He looks, and that's a very, very clean reception. That time by Journey Solomon, it looks like again. Again, there he is, the slot receiver, the speedy receiver, and he's been a big-time player for this team as that moves the chains.
Yeah, and again, just back to my point on the coverage, this Horizon defense, they've been a really potent unit in the back end. They've got 7 interceptions going into this game. They got an 8th today. It's going to be a tough task, really getting a lot of passing yards against them, but they're going to have to figure something out.
McDonough hands it off. That looks like Sheffrin is going to break a couple tackles. That's going to move the chains again. Another first down. This is a completely different offensive style from what we saw in the first half by Desert Mountain so far in this third quarter.
Yeah, they're spreading around the touches. It's a community effort today. But with that play right there, we're seeing what we've seen more often than not throughout the season. They're relying on, it's just chunk play after chunk play. They may not get, 1st and 10. They may not get more than 2 yards on that play, but they're more often than not able to get the chunk plays because of how big, how athletic, how fast these guys are.
Empty backfield for McDonough. Player in motion. He snaps the ball. Fake handoff. He's going to try and get a quick run and be met immediately that time by number 77, Jackson Murray, 6'1", 255-pound defensive tackle from the Huskies. 3:16 and clock running here in the third quarter. Still 10-0, but positive plays have only been what the Wolves have been doing so far in this possession as they get set for second down and short. Ball snaps to McDonough. He's looking. That looks like Max Sheffrin on the reception again. He has been an impact player so far as a player is down on the field. I don't know if that was Ryan McDonough or if that was Max Sheffrin.
Yeah, I'm not going to.
Like
we're
we
not
said,
going to speculate on who it is, what it is. All you hope is we'll figure out who it is when they're coming off the field, and you just hope to see them getting off in their own power.
Yeah, absolutely. And but let's go to the Wolves offense really quick. Brady was probably a little bit more upset with that unfortunate interception he threw at the end of the first half. He's come out, it seems like, with a different mentality so far. We're actually going to go to break very quickly with the players still down. We'll be right back after this quick commercial break.
Hey guys, Vince here to talk about Angel Dentistry. It's where my wife and I have gone for over 10 years, and we trust them with our routine and extensive dental care because they care. Dr. Amber Angel is an Arizona native, born in the town of Miami, and has been practicing in the Valley over 20 years. For general to comprehensive dental services, call 602-788-2008. Located off of Cave Creek Road just north of the 101 in North Phoenix. Angel Dentistry, proud supporters of our young people and proud partners of the Varsity. When you think of family restaurants and sports bars, think Bonfire. Bonfire is part of the Tempe landscape, supporting local schools. Join the Bonfire Booster Club Challenge. Mention Corona del Sol, Desert Vista, Marcos de Niza, Mountain Point, or Valley Christian, and that school's sports program will earn loyalty points. The winner after football season will earn a fundraiser at Bonfire. Come for the food and fun, support the community. Bonfire, open every day east of I-10 on Warner. Show your game ticket all day Friday and Saturday and get 15% off. 480-306-6801.
Hi everyone, my name is Jackson Webster and I'm a senior at Arizona State University's Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication. This semester I will be joining Varsity Sports Show as a social media manager. I'm excited to promote and make engaging and informative content this semester.
What's inside you? Unlocking the greatness inside you means digging deeper and going further than you can on your own. Banner Sports Medicine High Performance Center uses the latest technologies to train the athlete in all of us. Unlock the greatness inside of you.
Hey everyone, my name is Jason Goldie from the Varsity Sports Show. I love sports and fell in love with sports broadcasting back in high school. I can't wait to bring you my unique perspective because I am on the autism spectrum and sometimes I view things a little differently.
My name is Kyle Krikorian and I'm a sophomore studying journalism at the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication. I am thrilled to join the Varsity Media Foundation as a technical director following Horizon High School football this fall. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Kyle Krikorian.
What's inside you? Is it strength? Is it speed? Is it knowledge of the game? Unlocking the greatness inside you means digging deeper, running fast.
Welcome back, folks. And we're around the red zone for the Wolves here as their player was down. Can't really tell who it is, so you don't want to speculate. Third down for the Wolves here, though. Or, excuse me, second down for the Wolves here as they get set for third quarter action. Again, empty backfield for McDonough. And we're going to get a pause and play for a second.
I have no idea what's going on there. Is that
Maybe they're trying to figure out if it was second or third down? Because, I mean, on the scoreboard here, it says third down, but on the down marker, it says second.
It should be second down.
And pause is still going to stop for a second. Oh, maybe, I mean, the injured player is getting carted off. Maybe they had to stop it because the golf cart was coming over. I don't know. That was an interesting play. As play resumes, though, empty backfield for McDonough. He's going to call a player in motion. That's Santana Wilson. He's going to break a couple of tackles, and he's going to get into the end zone. And there we go. I mean, like you were talking about, calling that second time out, it definitely worked. Going 6-0 on the board, 6 points on the board, but a flag is down on the field.
Yeah, there's a flag down. It looks like this play's gonna count. The flag came out well after the play. It's probably gonna apply on the kickoff. But this Desert Mountain team, I'm kind of surprised they haven't done it before much. They're getting Santana Wilson involved, whether it's a jet sweep, whether it's just a play here and there. He's too athletic not to get involved on this offense.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a big-time play, though. The defensive back, cornerback coming in and getting that big-time play for them to finally get points on the board for the first time this game. 2:44 left in the third quarter as Alex Weeks, gets set for the field goal. Unsportsmanlike conduct was called on that play as Weeks gets set for the kick to try and make it a one-possession game. And we're going to get flags blown, and it looks like it's going to be false start on the offense. That's going to bring Weeks and the field goal team back a couple more yards. Unfortunate penalty again by the Wolves.
And unfortunate, we've got to report it. It looks like it's Ryan McDonough who was that injured player who's on the cart. That's going to be a big blow to this Desert Mountain team. He's been so good for them on both sides of the ball. You obviously hope he's going to be okay.
Kick is up, and it is good. 10-7 as the Wolves get a much-needed touchdown. First time we've seen some positive signs for them on the offensive side as Brady McDonough was able to really just go down the field and make sure everyone was involved as the Huskies receiving team gets set for their next possession with 2:44 left. Yeah, unfortunately, like you're saying about McDonough, it's not looking good. But yeah, big time loss for them. Let's see who can honestly step up and take his position after he was such a key player on both sides of the ball, like you were talking about for this Wolves team.
Yeah, and you have to look at it like an opportunity because, like last week, Sheffrin came out in the second half. He was a little banged up, and they had Cameron Terry. He came in the second half, and he played really well. He took full advantage of that opportunity. So we're just gonna have to see who's gonna be able to do that this week. And it's looking like we might be seeing a little more of Cameron Terry. Max Sheffrin is on the sideline. He's got some ice on him right now. It's on his arm. Not sure if he's going to be able to play the rest of the game. He's moving around all right. He's just got an ice pack on his arm right now.
Yeah, definitely interested to see what happens with him for the rest of the game. Alex Weeks and the special teams get set to kick off on the Huskies' own 45 after the unsportsmanlike was called on Horizon. And let's see what this Horizon offense now can respond with as Weeks get set to kick off. More of a squib kick there. That's going to end up in the end zone, and that will put the Huskies on the 20-yard line.
Almost a bit of a break for Desert Mountain right there, that the kick just took a straight bounce. It didn't veer left towards that end zone. They almost had the Huskies starting on the 40-yard line because of a kick out of bounds.
Be sure to follow us on Twitter at Varsity Show for more exclusive content from all of our teams. Pre-game and post-game interviews will be there. Player of the game interviews as well. So make sure to go follow us at Varsity Show on Twitter. Chase Ashley and the Huskies get set to come back onto the field. Big time first drive for them to kick off the second half. And then the Wolves responded, so I'm very interested to see what happens with them with 2:44 left in the third quarter.
Yeah, again, I said that Desert Mountain, they had to score right there. They had to strike back. Now, it keeps them in punching distance right now.
And the Wolves respond like a pack of wolves. Tony Cumberland and squad were in on that tackle to stop Bodie Zamorano, who's been a big-time running back for that Huskies team, a big-time play right there for the Huskies defense.
Man, did they miss Tony last week? The Oregon committee, he wasn't playing, and they struggled against the run. They're still effective on the run, Horizon is today, but they're not averaging that 5-6 yards a carry right now.
Ashley calms down the offense a bit. We got some movement, and it looks like it's going to be on the Huskies. That's going to bring it back a couple of yards once again. Yeah, false start on the Huskies. That's going to bring it back 5 yards. Second down and long for Horizon.
Now, can Desert Mountain contain this offense for 2 more plays? Can they get them off the field? Because if they're punting from right here, they're most likely getting the ball back right around their 40-yard line. That's a great spot for them to be at, and they could get another score and possibly get the lead.
Offense goes quick. Jace Ashley moves his running back. He's looking. No one's there. Fumble on the play. That was that Tony Cumberland again?
Tony Cumberland
on it?
Was in there.
I mean, it looked like a miscommunication between Segura and Ashley. Cumberland responded, and that's a big-time hit to put the Wolves' offense back in the red zone.
Yeah, Tony Cumberland, we just mentioned how impactful he's been on this team. He's in there, and Borodkin, too, to pick it up. The Desert Mountain defense has been playing out of their minds tonight. That's their fourth turnover of the night?
Yeah, that's got to be their 4th or 5th on the season so far. Tony is just, I mean, a grown man as only a sophomore. He's been a major key piece for Desert Mountain as McDonough gets set in the red zone. Player in motion, ball snaps. McDonough's going for the QB draw. Nothing there. He gets hit, and that will bring up second and goal for the Wolves. Tough play there. It looked like it was trying to be a QB draw to sneak him into the end zone. Unfortunate there for their offense.
Yeah, you just have nowhere to go. This Horizon defensive front with Kolb and Metzler and Segura and Prine, I mean, they've all got 2 or more sacks. They're a really dangerous front to get after the quarterback and stop the run. They're just so big and athletic up front.
Wolves offense gets set for second down here. 1 minute left in the third quarter. Player in motion. He's going to hand it off.
It's Cameron Terry.
That is Cameron Terry. I was about to say, yeah, Cameron Terry in on that run with both running backs out with injury so far. Like you said, he's going to get a lot of touches probably in this fourth quarter. 40 seconds in running for the Wolves offense in this third quarter.
Yeah, Cameron Terry right there too. It looked like he was going to get taken down in the backfield. It looked like Prine was there to get him. He cuts outside, and he's able to pick up a couple more yards. They're really close to possibly pushing this in for a touchdown and the lead.
McDonough gets set. 18 seconds left in the third. Ball snaps. He's looking. And that was caught. Touchdown. by the Wolves. That is his number one guy, Dylan Tapley, again for his 8th touchdown on the season.
Yeah, I've been saying this whole game, they're going to have to rely on other guys than Tapley. They've done that mostly, but at some point, you just got to throw it up and try and let your number one make a play. Tapley, his 8th touchdown on the year. I mean, he has been a monster for this offense.
And he is, like you said, he's been a key piece. Brady McDonough, though, seems like the first half never even happened with how good he's been playing in this third quarter as Alex Weeks gets set for the kick. And that is good. 14-10 for the Wolves. 9 seconds left in the third quarter.
Well, we mentioned how much the momentum was going to shift with who could strike first, who could sustain some blows. Right now, it's looking like all the momentum is on this Desert Mountain side.
Yeah, I definitely agree. They came out, it seems like, with just a different mentality. They seemed a little bit more calm and trying to figure out what they were going to be able to do in that first half. Guns a-blazing, though, so far in this third quarter with 9.4 seconds left.
Yeah, and it's not just everything's going right for them, but everything's going their way. I mean, they've contained most of the penalties. They haven't had a ton in this half. I mean, Horizon's gotten more than them in this half. And they're just able to they're able to stay calm and pull off their game plan right now.
Alex Weeks gets set to kick off.
And it doesn't hurt when your defense is, again, playing out of their mind.
Yeah, absolutely. Vincent Valentino is back there, along with one more receiver. Weeks get set to kick. This special teams has been a solid special team so far tonight. Weeks will boot that around the 13-yard line. Valentino's going to get it. He's going to get a couple of blocks. And he will get tackled. Don't know who that is right there.
Is that Weeks? No, that's not Weeks.
That is that's definitely not Weeks.
Oh, that's Journey Solomon.
Is that Journey Solomon? Okay, I was going to say that. Yeah, Journey Solomon in on that tackle to make sure Valentino does not get any closer to the end zone. One play will be had for the rest of the third quarter with just under 2 seconds left. Let's see what Jace Ashley will do, if it's just a kneel or if they're actually going to try to make something with time running out. Line moves quick. Empty backfield. Ashley's looking. He's going to look downfield. Get a big tackle, or big catch, by Markovich. Flag in the air. And again, the big-time tight end. We will see what the penalty will be as time expired.
I mean, it seems like if this is against Horizon, it is a brutal stretch for them with Markovich, because, again, he's been open so many times. He's had so many big catches, but every time, and this is that on Desert Mountain?
I believe the announcer said a sideline warning on the Wolves. We will be right back, though, for fourth quarter action after this quick break.
Hey guys, Vince here to talk about Angel Dentistry. It's where my wife and I have gone for over 10 years, and we trust them with our routine and extensive dental care because they care. Dr. Amber Angel is an Arizona native, born in the town of Miami, and has been practicing in the Valley over 20 years. For general to comprehensive dental services, call 602-788-2008. Located off of Cave Creek Road just north of the 101 in North Phoenix. Angel Dentistry, proud supporters of our young people and proud partners of the Varsity. When you think of family restaurants and sports bars, think Bonfire. Bonfire is part of the Tempe landscape, supporting local schools. Join the Bonfire Booster Club Challenge. Mention Corona del Sol, Desert Vista, Marcos de Niza, Mountain Point, or Valley Christian, and that school's sports program will earn loyalty points. The winner after football season will earn a fundraiser at Bonfire. Come for the food and fun, support the community. Bonfire, open every day east of I-10 on Warner. Show your game ticket all day Friday and Saturday and get 15% off. 480-306-6801.
Hi everyone, my name is Jackson Webster,
Welcome
and I'm
back,
a senior
folks,
at Arizona State University's Walter Cronkite School of
here between the Desert Mountain Wolves and the Horizon Huskies. Flag on the play to end the third was a sideline warning against the Wolves. So that is going to put the Huskies around the 25-yard line, it's looking like, in the Wolves zone. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do to kick off this fourth quarter. Steven, what did you see from Desert Mountain as a whole, as a whole team in that third quarter to really bounce back and kind of take control of this game?
Well, we saw 21 more points than we saw in the first two quarters, so it feels like it's a fireworks show going right now. Obviously, their defense has been the story of the game. They've been absolutely dominant so far. They've only allowed 10 points. And the offense, that last drive, they looked about as good as they can be right now.
Jace Ashley gets the team set. He's going to hand it off. That's going to be Bodie Zamorano in on that tackle. Or, excuse me, in on that run. Tackled, though, by the Wolves. That's going to bring up second down.
And there's all these players who you talk about, like, if you're asking how do you stop this guy, how do you stop this offense, and the answer really is you don't. You just contain them. So far, you don't stop Bodie Zamorano. You don't stop this rushing attack. But Desert Mountain has done a very good job so far containing the offense overall, only
100%.
allowing 10 points.
Yeah, absolutely. It seemed like the Wolves line was a little bit lost in the first half, as Ashley goes for a QB draw. He's met, but yeah, it seemed like the Wolves defense was a little bit confused as to how to contain it, but they've done a really good job in the second half of really containing the offensive schemes that the Huskies are trying to put together.
Yeah, it looks like the Huskies might be a little lucky right now. It looks like there was a little bit of extracurriculars. One of them was shoving Cassius Atherton after that tackle right there. Could have been a penalty.
And yeah, moving on the line again. That looked like it was Tony Cumberland there on offside call. So that's going to move the chains. And I believe, is it a repeat third down or is it an automatic first down?
No, that's automatic first down because it was like 3rd and 3 right there.
Yeah.
Which is a brutal break for this Wolves defense because they haven't had a ton of offsides. They've actually played a fairly clean game defensively.
Absolutely.
But right there, it's just a tough break.
Quick to the line again, the Huskies are, as Jace Ashley, empty backfield. He's going to look. He's looking left. He's going to try a break. Nothing he sees, but he's going to break out for a tackle, for a run. And does he get in the end zone, or is he looks like just about down around the 1 yard line? I mean, when he doesn't see anything, he just runs and goes for it. And again, that gets almost a touchdown for the Huskies.
I think that was Brody Olson on the tackle. I couldn't see the number all that well, but made a great play being able to stop that touchdown.
Run play, and Segura is going to walk into the end zone. That's going to put the Huskies back up 16-14 right now with just a little bit over 10 minutes to play in this fourth.
Well, we've got a ball game here. Horizon's obviously not going to go down without a fight, so now Desert Mountain, they're back behind. Let's see. They've been handling adversity all game.
Yep.
It's going to be a close one. It's going to be back and forth as we've seen so far. Now we've just got to see what they can finish it off with.
Floyd will be kicking for the Huskies. He's going to go, and it gets blocked. Santana Wilson again. Man, you think of the game he's had. We were just talking mid-break about possibly player of the game thoughts. Running touchdown and a blocked field goal. What a game for Santana Wilson so far.
Yeah, right now it's looking like he might be the runaway player of the game. I mean, he's just provided that extra spark on all 3 sides of the ball for this Wolves team. Mm-hmm. He's had an impressive game so far.
He is one of the best players in the state, one of the best players in the country, and that's why he's going to be a Texas Longhorn next year. Tune in tomorrow morning from 8 to 10 a.m. on 1060 KDUS Arizona for the Varsity Sports Show. We will have post-game wrap-ups, interviews with coaches, and content from all of our fantastic teams around the Valley tonight with Brophy, with Corona del Sol, with Mountain View. A lot of great teams, a lot of great coverage coming for you tomorrow morning as the special teams unit gets set for both sides of the ball. 10 minutes left in the game completely.
And that's huge for this Desert Mountain team. That blocked field goal not only adds to Santana Wilson's massive highlight reel, but they can win this game if they don't score anything here, if they, if it's back and forth defensively throughout, they could still win the game on a field goal.
With only one timeout left, I'm very curious to see how they're going to clock manage. If they're just going to go straight run and kind of just drain the clock as much as they possibly can, or if they're going to go quick, because being down 2, of course, you want to get at least a field goal to go at one point, but you would rather have a touchdown. So it's going to be very, very interesting to see what they do with just 10 minutes left in the game.
Right now, I think it's just don't use that timeout.
Yeah, pretty much.
Right now, they're not worrying about time. They're just trying to get that touchdown. If they can get a touchdown on this drive, all that they want to do is just play defense and run the ball and just run that clock down. Because if they can get that touchdown, that's up by 4, then obviously Horizon needs another one to even consider winning.
Floyd kicks. That's going to be a little bit of a fumble. Trying to figure out who that was on the kickoff reception.
Oh, is that Journey?
Journey Solomon again, being a big impact player that he is. Try to get some yardage, was unable as the Huskies were just capitalizing on that play. 9:55 left in the 4th. Brady McDonough and the Wolves offense comes out onto the field. We got a ball game, folks, and it's going to be very, very fun to see what happens here with just a little bit of time left. Hip in motion. McDonough snaps the ball. He's looking. No one in the area there. He looked like he was looking at hip, it looked like, on that one-on-one coverage. Was unable to get that ball, and he just threw it out of bounds to bring up second down.
Yeah, that's just a good job of being able to get close enough to a player. I'm not sure he was out of the tackle box, so he got it close enough to a player for he didn't get a intentional grounding penalty, and that's a good break for this Wolves offense to live to play another down.
McDonough gets set for second down. Ball snaps. He's looking. That's going to be Solomon, and he gets met immediately there by a Husky. That's going to bring up third down for the Wolves, and on that tackle was Anthony Segura.
Feels weird. That was a Journey Solomon touch that didn't result in moving the chains. I mean, that's a rare one right there.
Yep.
Seems like he's due now.
Yeah, it looks about 3rd and 5, 3rd and 4. On the Wolves 17-yard line. 9:42 left in the 4th. Big play here. I mean, they got to get at least a first down to keep that clock running. Freeburg's going in motion. Ball snaps. McDonough's going to get it. He's looking and just about picked off there by a Husky. Jeez, that could have been bad news very quickly for the Wolves.
Yeah, that was a really, really good break for the Wolves right there, because they had Vincent Valentino in there on coverage, and he had both hands on the ball, just couldn't come down with it. That was going to be a pick 6 if he holds on.
Yeah, that could have been bad news quickly for them. Punt goes, and they're going to be around the 40-yard line as Vincent Valentino is in on that punt reception. Let's see what Horizon can do. Good fieldage, too, being around their own 40-yard line. They're in a perfect area to capitalize and possibly do something.
Yeah, Horizon. They've got the whole playbook open to them. Obviously, most of that's running, but they've got a lot of time to work with, and with them being such a run-heavy offense, and they have all their timeouts. Desert Mountain's only got one.
Yep.
Now, the only downside to it is they don't have that extra 20 yards to work with to drain the clock down. They might get there too fast, but they could still drain down a lot of the clock on this drive.
Yeah, 9:30 left in the 4th, and I totally agree with what you're saying. With their run-heavy play style, they could just keep running it because they're able to get first downs pretty quickly too, with their runs from Valentino or Segura or Zamorano. So I'm really interested to see what they're going to do. I think it's a TV timeout on the field right now. So, but this has been a kind of like a shootout in this second half from both teams. So I'm really excited to see what type of ending we're going to get. If you're just joining us, 9:31 left in the fourth. 16 points for the Horizon Huskies, 14 for the Desert Mountain Wolves. And Jace Ashley and the Huskies get set to come back out on the field.
And again, I don't think I've ever heard a team or I've ever said that starting on the 40 instead of the 20 or 25 is a bad thing. But this team might score quickly and not run out a ton of clock.
And that was a little bit of a false start, it seemed like. Ashley's going to break out, try to get, and he's going to get put down. And he's going to get and a lot of commotion just happened. I'm sorry, folks. There was a lot going on there. There's like 3 different scuffles, a flag on the play. Tony Cumberland is down right now. And we're just kind of going to wait and see what just happened.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the flag is. I didn't see there whether it was on the play side or on the back over by Tony Cumberland. You hope he's okay. I mean, I don't know what happened either way. I didn't see what happened with him. And a great play by Desert Mountain, able to tackle him behind the line of scrimmage. And we've got another flag on the field, and we're going to go to break.
Yeah, excuse me, folks. We're going to go to break really quick, and we'll be back with outcome to see what just happened here. But, yeah, we'll be back in a second.
Hey guys, Vince here to talk about Angel Dentistry. It's where my wife and I have gone for over 10 years, and we trust them with our routine and extensive dental care because they care. Dr. Amber Angel is an Arizona native, born in the town of Miami, and has been practicing in the Valley over 20 years. For general to comprehensive dental services, call 602-788-2008. Located off of Cave Creek Road just north of the 101 in North Phoenix. Angel Dentistry, proud supporters of our young people and proud partners of the Varsity. When you think of family restaurants and sports bars, think Bonfire. Bonfire is part of the Tempe landscape, supporting local schools. Join the Bonfire Booster Club Challenge. Mention Corona del Sol, Desert Vista, Marcos de Niza, Mountain Point, or Valley Christian, and that school's sports program will earn loyalty points. The winner after football season will earn a fundraiser at Bonfire. Come for the food and fun, support the community. Bonfire, open every day east of I-10 on Warner. Show your game ticket all day Friday and Saturday and get 15% off. 480-306-6801.
Hi everyone, my name is Jackson Webster and I'm a senior at Arizona State University's Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication. This semester, I will be joining Varsity Sports Show as the social media manager. I'm excited to promote and make engaging and informative content this semester.
What's inside you? Unlocking the greatness inside you means digging deeper and going further than you can on your own. Banner Sports Medicine High Performance Center uses the latest technologies to train the athlete in all of us. Unlock the greatness inside of you.
Hey everyone, my name is Jason Goldie from the Varsity Sports Show. I love sports and fell in love with sports broadcasting back in high school. I can't wait to bring you my unique perspective because I am on the autism spectrum and sometimes I view things a little differently.
My name is Kyle Krikorian, and I'm a sophomore studying journalism at the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication. I am thrilled to join the Varsity Media Foundation as a technical director following Horizon High School football this fall. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Kyle Krikorian.
What's inside you? Is it strength? Is it speed? Is it knowledge of the game? Unlocking the greatness inside you means digging deeper, running faster, and going further than you can on your own. Banner Sports Medicine High Performance Center trains the athlete in all of us with technology, techniques, and hands-on experience customized to you. See what you're capable of by unlocking the greatness inside of you.
Hey guys, Vince here to talk about Angel Dentistry. It's where my wife and I have gone for over 10 years, and we trust them with our routine and extensive dental care because they care. Dr. Amber Angel is an Arizona native, born in the town of Miami, and has been practicing in the Valley over 20 years. For general to comprehensive dental services, call 602-788-2008. Located off of Cave Creek Road just north of the 101 in North Phoenix. Angel Dentistry, proud supporters of our young people and proud partners of the Varsity Sports Show. When you think of family restaurants and sports bars, think Bonfire. Bonfire is part of the Tempe landscape, supporting local schools. Join the Bonfire Booster Club Challenge. Mention Corona del Sol, Desert Vista, Marcos de Niza, Mountain Point, or Valley Christian, and that school's sports program will earn loyalty points. The winner after football season will earn a fundraiser at Bonfire. Come for the food and fun, support the community. Bonfire, open every day east of I-10 on Warren.
Welcome back, everybody. After a lot of what happened, there was a late hit on Tony Cumberland, and he was down. There was an unsportsmanlike call. So it looks like it's going to be repeat second down or third, I think third down.
Looks like it's going to be repeat second down. Or not repeat, but it's going to be second and about 14 because both of those were after the play.
There was a flag also called. It looked like on the Desert Mountain coaching staff when they came out to check on Cumberland because they weren't happy with what happened and that player not being ejected. So there was a lot of commotion there, but we are back to the fourth quarter football. The Huskies get set, run the ball, and that's going to bring up third down. That was Bodie Zamorano in on that run to bring up third down.
Yeah, and Tony Cumberland was the guy down on the play. He came off under his own power, so that's obviously a good sign. He was down for a while, but if he can't return to this game, that is a big hit for that front seven for Desert Mountain.
He was about to walk out on the field. He just came out of the tent. I think he's ready to finish off this game and make an impact. Third down, though. Line moves quick. Ashley gets set. He's looking downfield, and there was it looks like another timeout called by the Wolves. They are out of timeouts with 8.5 minutes left.
But they got Tony back on the field.
I mean, I would have just done the play and then get him back on the field in that scenario, just because, no one really knows what would have happened. But now they're out of timeouts. It's a 2-point game. I mean, that was definitely an interesting call there by Conrad Hamilton and the coaching staff. But that does get probably their best defensive player back out on the field, like you said.
Yeah, I'm just trying to argue like the positive side of it because it does get Tony back on the field. And if you're Hamilton, you could be thinking this might be the game right here.
Yep.
Because if they're able to force a fourth down, they've got pretty good confidence in that offense once they get the punt off.
Yep.
And even if this Horizon team goes for it on fourth down, then they could possibly stop them there and get the ball in really good position to take a late lead.
Yeah, absolutely. I definitely agree with what you said there. Line moves quick, though, like they usually do. Jace Ashley gets set for the snap. And that is Tony Cumberland in on that offside call. I think he was a little bit too jittery coming back into the game after that tough when he got down. So he looked like he had the quarterback on his mind there going right at Ashley.
Yeah, I mean, he's just – that whole line there just – it's a little overexcitement right there.
a little anxious to get the quarterback.
You could phrase it that way. They're trying to get there. So now it's third down and short.
3rd and 2. They're waiting for the play call again. Ashley looks to the sideline. He's going to get it. Player in motion. Ball snaps. They run. That's Bodie again on that. He is still not down. He's still going. And that's going to bring them around the 30-yard line. Again, Bodie Zamorano being an impact player for this Horizon Huskies team.
Yeah, that might be not just the best run because he had to make moves everywhere. He had to break a couple tackles, but it's the most impactful to this game because that puts them in field goal position right now. So Bodie Zamorano just led this Horizon offense to field goal position, which would put it to a 5-point game. And then Desert Mountain needs a touchdown at least to not tie it but win it.
Caden Kolb is down on the field for the Huskies right there as we have an injury timeout. But yeah, do you think that the Wolves defense there was a little bit just too antsy in that third down because of course with the offside brings the Huskies closer, and then they just didn't seem to be able to take Zamorano down right there?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it was antsy or just it was really good execution on the Horizon side. Everyone hit their blocks. Kolb had a really good block in there to wash out the defensive end for Desert Mountain, and I mean, Zambrano just had a bunch of space to work with, and it was just a amazing effort on his end.
8:14 left in the fourth quarter, 16-14 for the Huskies. Quick to the line. Ashley's going to get it. Ball snaps. He's going to hand it off to Zamorano.
Now, did he go down or did he go out before he reached that first down?
It's looking like he did because the clock is stopped. That's going to bring up first down, though, for the Huskies. Move the chains as they are around the 23-yard line of the Wolves.
Now, that gives the Wolves a chance. I mean, second and basically a foot. It's still almost impossible to stop, but it gives them a chance to still get off the field fairly quickly.
Zamorano is going to be in on that run. He's going to break a couple tackles and then get met.
Oh, they're not going to get off the field quickly.
That's going to be Borodkin. First down, though, for the Huskies there. Clock's moving 7:35 and moving. Ashley gets set for the snap. He's going to hand it off again, and the Wolves are able to get a tackle in on there to bring it up with second down.
Yeah, we haven't mentioned Borodkin's name a bunch, but he's had a really good night. He was in there on he was in there on that fumble recovery. He's had a couple big tackles for loss tonight. He's been playing really well on this Desert Mountain defense.
Absolutely, yeah. Second down, 7:05 left in the fourth quarter. As the Huskies get set. Ball snaps to Ashley. He's moving out of the pocket. He's looking downfield. No one there. And he's just going to throw it out of bounds with no receivers open. Dylan Hipp is in on that pressure. He's had a really good game as well, though.
Yeah, that's a great rush by Hipp was in there. Elijah Blankwill was coming off the edge from his defensive back position, and they were able to get on Ashley really quickly and force him to just get rid of it, just to survive, basically.
With that incompletion, that's going to bring up third down. You hear the cowbells, the fans are getting into it, trying to support their Wolves to get this big-time stop. They're quick to the line. Ashley tried to get the defenders offside. He's going to step back. He's looking, handoff to Zamorano, and he'll be met immediately. That is Dylan Hipp again with the big-time stop to bring up fourth down, and the field goal unit will come out for the Huskies.
Dylan Hipp has been such a massive part of this effort by Desert Mountain tonight. He's played basically every snap. He's got a couple big catches. He's been great in the running game, and he's been a force against that Horizon offensive line.
Canyon Floyd out for the kick. Ball snaps. Block punt again! I think that's Santana Wilson. They're going to go downfield. They get a block. Horse collar. And the flag comes out, and this is going to be, wow, what a big-time block. That was Santana Wilson again, his second block kick of the game, and that puts the Wolves in an incredible territory to capitalize and get a win possibly.
Have a day, Santana Wilson. He hasn't been mentioned a ton so far this season because guys just don't throw at him, and he hasn't been involved in the offense a ton before today, but they get him involved in the offense. He's got a touchdown. He's been all over the field on special teams, and he has been a game wrecker for this Desert Mountain team.
Yeah, an unbelievable play right there by the special teams. Elijah Bankwell, Santana, they've been all over the field for them. McDonough in the offense about to come out. There was a penalty on the field. I didn't see who it was. I believe it was the Huskies because the Wolves are on the Huskies' 14-yard line. Red zone. This is a big time play and big time drive that could decide the game here for Desert Mountain.
I mean, that basically, this drive right here can decide the game right now.
McDonough snaps the ball. He's looking left. He's going to Tapley. And a catch. That is Dylan. Incomplete, excuse me. Just about got it there with Dylan Tapley in one-on-one coverage. He had the toe tap, it seemed like, but, I mean, we can't see from here. His foot might have been out of bounds.
I just don't think he survived the ground. I didn't see him come up with the ball. I mean, it looked like he caught it. He was in bounds. He got the feet in. I'm just not sure if he survived the ground.
Yeah, and that's going to bring up second down, though, for the Wolves. McDonough gets set, running back beside him. Player in motion. He's looking. He's going to give a little pitch that looks like Jack Freeberg. And he just gets closer and closer to the end zone. That's going to bring up third down.
Yeah, we talk about how much special teams has an impact on this game. It seemed like Desert Mountain was fighting for their lives on that last drive to stay in the game. And one massive special teams play right there, and they've got all the momentum in the world on their side right now.
That was Cameron Terry on the fake handoff. He faked it extremely well. It confused the defense and was able to get McDonough to have that space to get Freeberg the ball. Third down and close. 5:53 left in the game. McDonough gets set to take the snap. He looks to hand it off. That's going to be Coleman. And he's going to get met immediately. Fourth down. And they will bring the kicking team out as Alex Weeks gets set to possibly put the Wolves up by just 1 point with a lot of game left.
Yeah, I mean, if you're Horizon, that's huge there. I mean,
yeah.
It's the biggest drive of the game. It's the biggest moment of the game. If you're head coach Andy Linton, you're just sitting there on the sideline hoping one of your seniors, one of your main leaders can step up and make a play. And Kolb, he's been such a vital part of this defense this year. He's able to make the tackle for loss and force this field goal.
Weeks gets set for the kick. Ball snaps. And that is good. That's going to put the Wolves up 1. It's points regardless for Desert Mountain. Of course, you would probably rather have a touchdown there, but they're up with only 5 minutes left. Steven, what do you think is going to happen for the rest of this game?
I mean, I'm having a fun time watching it, but, I mean, you got to be happy. You're up a point, and you're never – the way both defenses have been playing tonight, you're never upset to give the ball to them and put the game in their hands, essentially.
For sure.
But you would have loved to have a touchdown there if you're Desert Mountain. But you've got Kolb stepping and making possibly the play of the night. I mean, that's a 4-point play right there, and that turns the game from needing a touchdown to needing a field goal or a safety if we want to get real crazy about it right now.
Hey, man, whatever floats your boat. But, I mean, this has been, I think, the biggest test we've seen the Wolves have all season long. I mean, they've been able to beat every team pretty handedly by double digits besides the Chaparral game. But, yeah, this has been an extremely entertaining game, and I hope you guys at home are enjoying it as well as Alex Weeks gets set to kick off. A little bit of a shorter punt. Huskies get set to go. Get a couple of blocks, and that's going to put them around the 17-yard line, it looks like. And there's a little bit of scuffles on the field, but, I mean, that's just football on a Friday night sometimes. So the Huskies offense gets set to come back out on the field. 4:57 left in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, if I'm the Huskies right now, you've got 4:57 on the clock. You can still rely on that running game. I don't know how much you can exclusively do that because of the time. But if they're able to pull off those chunk plays, that's what they need right now.
Ashley hands it off. That looks like Zambarana, on that play. And that's going to bring up second down and about 4. I mean, I keep saying it all game, but, man, it seems like they like to hold the clock for a second, and then they just go immediately as a flag is thrown. Don't know who that's going to be on. Is it possibly – it looks like it's going to be unsportsmanlike conduct of some sort on the Wolves.
Looks like it's going to be against Desert Mountain. They're already moving back.
Yeah, I'm assuming something was said from a player either to the ref or to the bench of Horizon. That's going to move the chains. And this is what's cost the Wolves a lot, not just tonight, but the entire season. This is, like you're talking about, the biggest issue they have. It's not like being able to put points on the board. It's been uncostly penalties at the worst possible times.
Yeah, and we mentioned that it's those untimely penalties, and we're going to see how they can sustain that.
Ashley gets set, backfield by himself. He's going to look downfield, and that's just going to be out of the hands of Wagner right there, the intended receiver. Yeah, but like you're saying, this is what's costed them a lot of penalties just throughout the season. It hasn't, like, I think when we were talking to our other team here, you said one of the games they had like 250 yards in penalties. So, I mean, just an unfortunate circumstance for them. But hopefully they can make a stop and get the offense the ball back.
Yeah, and we've mentioned how much adversity they've had to face. It's not been a ton this year, but they've been down. They've had a couple guys banged up. I mean, this is adversity and then some, and then they're adding some more right there.
Yeah.
There's going to be an offsides on Desert Mountain. But basically what adversity they've faced this year, I mean, this is take that, put it on steroids, and they're going to have to overcome it.
That was it. I like that. I like that explanation. Yeah, second, and now it's probably going to be around the 2nd and 4 as the Huskies hand it off. That looks like Zamorana again. He's going to get the first down, and the chains will move. I mean, yeah, it's not even like the adversity. I feel like it's just like self-inflicted adversity, though, at times with how they've been able to just they put these penalties on themselves with the false starts, the offsides, and the unsportsmanlike conducts, but they've been able to overcome them all season, being 5-0. But this is just uncharted waters, it seems like, for this team. Ball snaps. Ashley's going to drop back. He's going to hand it off. That's number 44 for the Huskies, and Carson Kolb. He's going to get the reception and bring up second down.
Yeah, these last 3 minutes or so, these last 3:53 on the clock, what's remaining, we're going to have to see basically – it's going to prove what this Desert Mountain team is made of.
For sure.
Against this tough competition right here.
With the tough schedule they have coming up, I 100% agree with you. Ashley's got to hand it off again to Bodie. And he is still not down until now. That's going to be a first down and a lot more. And the chains will move as they get closer and closer to the Wolves' red zone. 3:46 left in the quarter. And, yeah, we got a game, folks, with just a one-point game. It sounds like a basketball game with it only being a one-point game. As the Huskies get set, first down, ball snap. They're going to run it again. Fake handoff. Ashley's going to get there and get a second down, and he's going to be very close to the first down marker again.
That was just flat-out phenomenal execution by Ashley and Zambaro. I mean, everyone in the stadium was fooled right there. I was looking at Zambaro until I realized he didn't go down on that hit. I mean, that's about as good as you do right there, and Horizon's in a really good spot right now.
Clock's moving as Ashley gets set, trying to get the Wolves offside. Again, he's going to look to the side, step back a little bit, looking like he's going to hand it off to his running back. Ball snaps, he's looking, hands it, fakes a handoff again, but they were able to read that as Dylan Hipp was in on that tackle, brings up third down.
Again, Hipp has just been so impactful for this Desert Mountain team. He's been everywhere on defense. He hasn't got a ton of tackles, but he's just been there. He's got a couple tackles for loss, though, and he's been stuffing the running lanes. He's been doing a fantastic job out there on that edge.
Huskies get set for third down. They're going to hand it off again to Zamorana. He's going to break a couple tackles. It looks like he's going to get the first down.
Yeah, he got the first there.
And the chains will move again, putting the Huskies
First and
in
goal.
the red zone. First and goal, 2.5 minutes left in this game.
I mean, if you're Coach Hamilton, you basically just got to be scheming up what you're going to be doing on offense, because I know they've done it time in and time out like this game, but you can't depend on your defense to give up 0 here.
Ashley's going to throw it into the end zone. And is that going to be a touchdown? That is Jax Markovich, the big-time tight end, who has been a key player, but like we've been talking about all game, penalties have really shadowed his play. He gets the big touchdown. 2:10 left, 22-17 for the Huskies.
Yeah, if not for a couple penalties, a couple drops, and a trip, his stat line would be off the charts right there.
Absolutely.
But I don't think anyone that on that Horizon sideline cares right now.
And they're going for 2 here. Ball snaps. That's Valentino. And he'll be met. No 2-point conversion for the Huskies. 5-point game with 2:10 left.
Don't tell me that was Santana Wilson in there.
I think it was.
Was that Santana Wilson?
I don't know.
Wasn't.
I can't tell.
No, that wasn't Santana. I can't read the number.
It's tough, man. I'm telling you, it's tough with these dark jerseys and dark numbers. But this is crunch time if it's ever been crunch time. 2:10 left, 5-point game. The Wolves will get the ball. Their smartest football needs to be played right now.
Yeah, I think that was Elijah Bankwell on the tackle right there, but you've got 2:10 to play. You've still got the timeout, so good on them. They didn't waste that timeout earlier. And you're wishing there was that 2-minute warning, but if you work the sidelines, if you're able to work the sidelines and you're able to hold that timeout on for a while, maybe a chunk play here and there, Desert Mountain's not in a bad spot.
No, not at all. I thought they called the timeout to bring in Tony.
I thought they did. Oh, I don't know.
That's interesting. They have one timeout on the board. Yeah. Let's just act like they do have one more timeout left. I mean, they're going to need it with only 2:10 left.
You know, who's counting?
Canyon Floyd gets set to kick the punt. Key drive here for the Wolves. Kick is out. And the Wolves set to return. And he'll be met immediately around the 11-yard. And yeah, this is it. This could really, I mean, this could be a big time drive just for Brady McDonough with his legacy as a Desert Mountain Wolf too.
Yeah, and I'm not going to say that was play of the game, and I've said a few of them were like the biggest plays in the game, but that's one of them right there. If you're able to pin that Desert Mountain offense inside the 20, phenomenal job by the special teams unit right there.
Yeah, absolutely. McDonough gets set with 2:05 left in tonight's game. Ball snaps. He's looking downfield. He's looking. Pressure. He's going to have to break through. He'll be just outside with a late hit, and the penalty is going to fly. That's going to be a first down for the Wolves, and they will move the chains.
First off, good on McDonough for being able to, work his way to the sideline, but get out early enough to be able. I know I'm not going to say he, caused that late hit and, lean into that late hit, but he got it. He was able to get out clearly. So he's able to, stop the clock after getting a good chunk of yards. They were going to be in a good position either way, but that's a huge error on the Horizon side because you can't have a late hit like that. It was going to be second and about 4.
Absolutely, yeah.
You could still stop them, but now they basically just need 2 first downs and they're in field goal range. They need more than a field goal.
They do. They need a touchdown. Puts the Wolves on their own 35-yard line. McDonough's going to drop back, look downfield, and that's a catch. Excuse me, no, that is an incomplete pass targeted for Dylan Tapley. That's going to bring up second down at their own 35.
I'm going to be honest, I have no idea how that's not a catch.
I mean, maybe he fumbled it and it just fell out, didn't come down with it. I don't know. I thought it was a catch, too.
It looked clean up here.
Yeah, 150 left in the game, though.
That looked about as much of a catch as I've ever seen. But, again, we're far away. We didn't see whether he survived the ground or not. That's probably the verdict, though.
Yeah, absolutely. Offense gets set. 3 receivers on McDonough's left, 1 on his right with 1-on-1 coverage. I believe that is Dylan Hip out there. McDonough gets set for the snap. Ball goes. He's looking. He looks at Hip, and it's going to be an incomplete pass. Hip was not ready for that target. Third down. This is the biggest play of the game right here.
This is because at this point in the game, you have to go on 4th down, too. So it's not just – this isn't the game right here, but, I mean, it is and it isn't, because if you don't make it right here, it's 4th and 10. It's really, really, really hard to get it.
Yeah.
But you just can't have an errant throw like that. McDonough didn't give Hip a chance. I know the timing was off a little bit, but even if the timing was correct, Hip still has to reach a long way to get that ball.
1:45 left. Player in motion. Freeberg goes. Ball gets set. McDonough gets it. Bad snap. It looked like he's going to break out. He's going to try to find a man, and he's just going to be met immediately. And that is a sack. A flag is thrown, though. Let's see what happens here. It looks like it's going to be on the Huskies.
Anthony Segura in there on that hit.
We'll see.
Sure the flag is,
yeah,
though.
me either. I'm trying to figure out what's going on.
I mean, there was a celebration after. I don't know if you can call taunting or something there. I don't know if there's an unsportsmanlike conduct. I don't know if there was holding on the back end of the play. I'm not sure. But that's a huge break for Desert Mountain.
It is on the Huskies. That is going to move. That's going to move the Wolves a little bit closer on 4th down. I mean, I think now, would you agree this is the biggest play of the game?
I mean, this is the game. This is the game right here. Nothing matters except for this play right now. It's 4th and manageable after that personal foul. A big break right there. You've still got a good amount of things you could do on this offense. It's just, can they keep a clean pocket? Can they give Brady enough time?
Yep.
And can he get away from a defender like Segura got to him right there?
And we will see 1:36 left in tonight's game. 4th down and about 4. Let's see what McDonough can do. Freeburg goes in motion. Timeout on the Huskies, though. Smart job by them, probably. They probably didn't like what they saw. And that's going to be a timeout on horizon. Again, though, Steven, what does McDonough have to do besides, of course, getting the 1st down? What does he have to do to be able to make sure they are at least able to possibly get a game-winning touchdown?
I mean, it's all but guaranteed they're running a passing play right here, because I thought it was 4th down. The down marker says 3rd.
Incredible. That's great. Is it?
I mean, our scoreboard says 4th. The down marker says 3rd. I think it's 4th down.
I think it's 4th down, too.
If it's 4th down, you've basically got to pass it, because they're going to load the box probably. It's going to be hard to get a run off. If McDonough can run for it and get to the sideline, that's always an option.
Yeah.
He can't stay in bounds, though, if he runs for it, because that's going to keep the clock running. It might even get under a minute 20 by the time they get another snap off if he gets it.
And it is 4th down. They did change the down marker, but this is it right here. 4th and 4. McDonough gets ready. Freeburg goes in motion. And they're going to send an all-out blitz, it seems like. McDonough's going to get there. And a flag is thrown. Is it going to be pass interference on the defense?
Whether or not it's pass interference, I love the approach there.
Yeah.
You don't take the ball out of McDonough's hands. You don't run it, and you try and get it to your best playmaker this year. Tapley's been so huge for this team throughout. Whether it's getting the 7, 8 touchdowns he's got this year, and now he comes through drawing that pass interference game that might have just turned this around for the Wolves.
And the Wolves are being blessed by the football gods right now, getting another 1st down after a pass interference call from the Huskies. Let's see what McDonough can do. 1:32 left. He gets the ball. Blitz coming. He's going to chuck it. That's still in hip. And that's going to be a 1st down. Clock's going. They got to move.
That is an unbelievable job by McDonough right there to even get the ball off. I mean, he had Jack Metzler breathing down his neck right there with a massive shot.
McDonough gets set. He's going to look. It looks like Jack Freeburg there. And he's going to get hit pretty hard there. That looks like number 4, Evan Enwia. 2nd down and close, though, for the Wolves. 1:03 left. Clock is moving as we speak. Let's see what McDonough can do. That low snap. McDonough's going to look. And that was intended for Freeburg. Freeburg was unable to get there. That's going to bring up 2nd down, or 3rd down, excuse me.
Again, McDonough's done a really good job so far today of not taking the sacks like that. It looked like he was about to get down or go down, but he managed to get it out on time, and he got it over in Freeburg's area. So it's not, again, it's not an intentional grounding because there was a receiver in the area.
Yeah, of course.
But he got it onto the sideline, so there was no chance at a pick.
And here goes McDonough now. 3rd down and about 5. Let's see what he can do. He drops back. He's looking. He's going deep. No one is there. And that is going to bring up a 4th down. And no penalty flags were on the field that time. It is a true 4th down for the Wolves.
You think this is the game?
I mean, with 46 seconds left, they got to at least get a first down.
We've only said that about 4 times this drive. But yeah,
This is what happens when you have 2:10 left in the game.
This is the game right here.
Shout out really quick, though, to our amazing crew for doing such a good job this broadcast. Make sure to subscribe to us on YouTube at Varsity Show 5. Here we go. 4th down and short. 4th down and close. Let's see what McDonough can do. He's going to drop back. He's looking. Freeberg gets it, and is that a first down?
That's going to be a first down.
That's a first down. 41.1 left. The clock's going to move immediately as that ball goes. Clock's moving. Let's see what the Wolves can do. 35 seconds left. They need a touchdown now. Blitz comes. McDonough's looking. It gets blocked. That's going to bring up 2nd down, 22.7 seconds left.
Let me talk about that last play, though, by Freeberg right there. We've been mentioning this whole game that Tapley, he's going to be harder to get to because they've been putting a lot of focus on him. They've been double-teaming him a lot during this game. So we've mentioned how Freeberg has to step up, how Hip has to step up, and how Journey Solomon has to step up. Freeberg, so far this drive, he's had a couple huge catches so far, and he was able to get to a soft spot in that zone, make sure he was past the chains, and come up with a massive catch to basically keep them in the game right now.
Let's see what McDonough can do. 2nd down. That's going to go to Hip. And that's going to be a touchdown. The Wolves are up with 15 seconds left. Dylan Hip gets his first touchdown of the season in an incredible play by Brady McDonough.
We've been talking all year about how this Desert Mountain offense can get Dylan Hip more involved at times. It seems like they haven't thrown to him as much as they need to. He sometimes hasn't been completely available. But tonight, they've gotten to him early. They've gotten to him often, and he's been massive in this game.
What an incredible play by McDonough to see the open Hip. 2 guys come to try and take down Hip, pushes one, gets around the other, and that's going to be possibly the game-winning touchdown. Weeks gets set for the kick. And that is going to be 24-22 with 15 seconds left.
Yeah, just going back to Hip, I mean, he's showing why you need to get him the ball because he's such a big target at 6'6", 240 pounds. I mean, he gets that ball, and he's so athletic, so strong. He just manhandles a couple of DBs in there, and he makes possibly play of the year for this Desert Mountain Wolves offense.
And that's clearly what Lane Kiffin saw in him to want him to come to Ole Miss, is because that is where Hip is going to be attending school next year as a Rebel commit. This is going to be very interesting, though. Run heavy. They have Valentino back there. I can't really tell who the other that is Adam Wagner, their other receiver for the Huskies. Speedy guys back there. I'm very interested to see what this Huskies receiving team is going to do. And if Weeks just does a pooch punt and puts it short, or if he tries to just bomb it into the end zone.
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't think they can afford to give a little squib right here.
Yeah. And he kind of does. Valentino gets the ball. He gets a bunch of big blocks, and he'll be brought down around the 36-yard line of their own territory. 10.7 seconds left. We can maybe see, what, 1, maybe 2 plays here?
They've got 2 timeouts right now, so if you're able to get, let's say, an out route down around the 50-yard line, get out of bounds, and then you could maybe still work the middle of the field, but you got to get the timeout right away. You can get 3 plays in, maybe, and possibly get the game-winning field goal, but it's going to be probably over 50 yards unless you get out of bounds.
My eyes are on Santana Wilson. I'm sorry, but my eyes are on number 2 in black for the Wolves because he's been a key player all night. Ashley's looking. He's going to drop back. He's going to throw. And that is blocked down. That is number 30, Journey Solomon. Excuse me. General Solomon. I apologize. General Solomon in on that block. We got 4.6 seconds left, and the Huskies are in their own zone. I mean, you can kind of go for a Hail Mary, I guess, But I
You
mean,
can.
they're just in a
There's
rough
not
area
lot
to
you
try
can
to make
do
a
right
big
now.
time
That
play.
took too long.
Ashley gets set though. He drops back. He's looking. And it gets picked off, and that is the game. The Wolves come back from 10 down, score 24 points to stay undefeated at 6-0. What a win by Desert Mountain, Stephen.
That was an unbelievable win by Desert Mountain. I mean, game of the year for them so far. They're 6-0, and they're
Yep.
looking like a force in the 5A Northeast.
It is going to be an exciting rest of the season for Desert Mountain. Thank you all for watching this incredible game. Like Steven said, lights out from both sides. Great game from both sides. But that is it, folks, from here. 24-22 is the final score. Desert Mountain gets the win at home to stay at 6-0. We will see you next week here for the Varsity Sports Show.